Hello!
Welcome, everyone, right?
Sean, we're not live. I didn't choose.
Yes, we are.
I can't handle this. All right, well, welcome, everyone, to another night of D&D with us here at Advantage in Paradise. We're going to get right into it tonight, but first, as always, our audio is provided by a combination of Sirenscape, tabletop audio, and some licensed music from Soundstripe. All great resources for your own streams and or games at home. So before we get into the recap, I'd like to turn this over to Shannon for some social media announcements.
Woo, social media. So I hope everybody's had a good week and a good weekend. It's been really fun hanging out with you on the Twitterverse. I have 3 friends that I would like to shout out. First one is at D&D Nerd 4, who has been providing us with amazing fan art for the past week. We have our first group shot. It's pretty awesome. Thank you so much, D&D Nerd. And we got a scene sketch too, which was really, really cool. So thank you so much for that. Next friend I would like to shout out is at Note to V10. You are just a sweetheart, and I love talking to you, and you have so many nice things to say about us. So thank you for being wonderful. And along the same lines, I would like to shout out at MC_etching, who is also so positive on Twitter. I love reading everything. It just makes me feel so warm and fuzzy on the inside when I read his stuff. So thank you, MC Etching and Note to V10 and D&D Nerd 4 for being wonderful. We love you. All done.
Excellent. All right. So I'm going to do a very brief recap so that we can get right into the battle that awaits us. So last week on Advantage in Paradise, our brave heroes had just finished up their interviews or interrogations by General Aldrich Kinsley. Now, they had also, before I keep going on, apologies if I keep clearing my throat. I am a little sick tonight, so please. Following the interviews, the truth came out that Wiswick had been spying pretty quickly in his immediate questions to Scarlet and Cal about their interviews. Although he did not spy on all of the interviews with his familiar bat, Jet, he did hear quite a lot about Cal and Scarlet in particular, as did we, the viewers now, and the DM. So they swiftly retreated back to the Lord's Hall, the empty Lord's Hall, to discuss what had happened. In these discussions, particularly with Wiswick, everyone stormed into Wiswick's room to have these discussions. Some information came out to the party, specifically about Scarlet and her history, her criminal history with the Crimson Court, which we had only briefly heard about a few times before, and heard a little bit more about in the interview with Aldrich Kinsley. So with that, the party discussed sort of what to do about that, because Scarlet wanted to leave that night. She wanted to get out of there, get as far away from the general, who, to her understanding, hinted that he might have known that she was the one who murdered the guard when the mask went missing a couple sessions ago. And quite possibly he does know that now with her reaction to that accusation. Tim is adamant that he will not know. He does not actually know.
He knows.
He's fine. What's the worst thing about it?
The party in this moment, though, although Timber had retired to the bedroom quite quickly, potentially because Alex wasn't there that night, but he was assumably filled in later. The party emphasized their support of Scarlet, and that they would help her in this endeavor, help her in keeping these enemies at bay or protecting her from them in whatever way they could. Before the party could split up, Wiswick pulled Cal aside for a brief conversation just outside the room, leaving Curon and Scarlet to hang out alone for a little while.
One of my favorite moments ever, because they were like, "So, we don't talk much," and he's just
Yeah.
like, "Yeah."
It was very much like that episode of the sitcom when the two characters were never alone together, and awkwardness ensued. Scarlet immediately continued brooding, and Kieran immediately started to try to look through Wiswick's things.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Though he did not achieve in what he was looking for. Though he did have a conversation with Wiswick later about it. Anyway, Wiswick had a brief aside with Cal where he questioned him about what he had heard in Cal's interview. But even further than that, revealed a little bit about himself to Cal, perhaps in an effort to keep communications open, an effort to keep the party aware of everyone's baggage, although he chose to speak about this privately with Cal. Now, these conversations continued before the party split up to retire for the evening, since they had been, they weren't interrupted that night. This wasn't nighttime. Sorry, I'm a little scattered right now. They completed their conversations and they went to bed for the evening. It was sometime around midnight that Cal was awoken by the sounds of heavy chests being dragged out of the Lord's manor. It was at this point that he went to investigate and noticed that the Lord's servants and some of the guards were dragging all of the Lord's possessions out of the manor and onto a cart. After questioning a few of them and finding out that the Lord was trying to leave with what he believed was his legal possession, Cal grabbed his companions, except for Kieran, to attempt to stop this thieving of the treasury. Through some bold choices, the party was able to stop the Lord's escape. Luckily for them, Wiswick had sent Jet out to send a message to the general to stop the Lord's retreat, and our good rogue Scarlet was able to use her innate genasi abilities to cause a earth tremor underneath the cart as it was trying to escape and flipping it over onto the side. There were no casualties, which is rare for this group, but you were able to stop the Lord's escape. And just as you did so, the general arrived with what guards he could to arrest the Lord and to thank you for stopping his escape. Before the general left, Wiswick was able to throw his magic sock of finding into a treasure chest. And later that night, after everyone decided they needed some much-deserved rest, he interrupted Scarlet just as she got comfortable in her bed once again to go in there, reach into his magic sock, and pull out a whole bunch of gold coins, and subsequently split it with Scarlet as a sign of support towards her, though she was too tired to truly appreciate the gesture.
Let the goddamn rogue sleep.
Now, for the first time in a while, the party was able to actually have a night's rest after this fight and sleep in if they so wished. The next day, while they awaited a potential calling from the general for potentially some work, they had the day to themselves, which they took in numerous ways. Kieran investigated much of the Lord's manor as it was empty. They also noticed that the general, Aldrich Kinsley, was moving his own offices into the Lord's manor. They noticed one of his captains, Amara, supervising several chests and other items being loaded into the house. With a relatively easy day going by, the party rested for the evening, and a bad string of unluck with these nights as they were awoken to the sounds of chaos in the streets, fires in the distant screams. As they looked out the window, they exited the Lord's Manor, and they saw that the circle of ash was in flames, and that people were running to and fro, trying to tend to whatever was happening. As they approached the circle of ash, they stepped in, and they saw a mass of villagers running towards them, trying to escape. They saw McClear and Wyla trying to pull people out of the longhouse of the Druids to protect them from what they could now see was a bandit attack. The bandits had taken the gate doors off the hinges, and they had come in and they swarmed in, and they were killing and lighting the nearest buildings on fire. And that is where we left off as our party was beginning to step forward to join the few guards here at the time to approach these bandits and try to fight them off. Now, before we go into initiative rolls, you have an opportunity to do anything that you meant to do at the end of the last session now, before the battle. Is there anything anyone would like to do specifically?
Kieran is going to quickly take out one of those old stones that he found in the Archdruid's longhouse that gives bark skin.
Yes.
It's been a while since I found it, but I believe. Oh, here it is. It's just a one-time use, you had said, but it has the chance to recharge. I wasn't sure about that.
Yes. So it's a. I believe I actually said it had 2 charges on it, but
cool. Okay.
So right that it has 2 charges on it, and when you use the last charge, it has a chance of recharging. You roll a d20, you get a natural 20, it recharges completely.
Gotcha. All right. Well, he's going to use one of those charges to bring his AC up to 16.
Excellent. So you have bark skin for, I believe it lasts a minute.
I thought it was an hour, but I have no idea. I've never played a druid.
Well, while you're looking that up, is there anything anyone else would like to do right before that? Let me guess. Mage armor.
And you got guess the second spell.
Oh. I can't. I don't know.
It's okay. It's blur. Snurf
Okay.
Nebula magic. My feet.
Well, I'll allow
got
you to
one free
cast
cast?
one of them before combat starts.
Ooh, you hurt my soul. What do I pick? So much good decisions. I will go with blur.
Okay. It lasts for 1 hour, Markskin.
Yes.
Blur
And
lasts for a minute.
Okay. Scarlet, Cal, is there anything you'd like to do, or are you just getting into the fight?
I'm getting into the fight.
I'd like to stare determinedly at my enemies.
Okay. Roll for
Perhaps squint my eyes a bit. Yeah. Oh, we're fucking moderately determined. It's like an 11.
So Cal he's in the fight, but he's not sure.
Yeah.
All right. Enough horsing around. Let's get into initiative. Let's roll some initiative.
Ooh. There are a lot of weird reactions.
20 to 25.
23, baby.
Nice.
23. Nice. All right. So then that means Wiswick, you are going to be up first. 15 to 20.
Tim.
Who's Tim?
18. Sorry, Carl has 18.
Okay. 10 to 15.
13.
13. All right. All right. Wiswick, you are up first. Let me.
What about Oh, Timber's not here, right?
No, Timber is still.
He left.
Yeah.
So
Tell me
Wiswick,
that
you're
big
on-
cloud-
rolled a
Would-
nat 1, so
Oh no.
not that it matters. It's just initiative. Who cares?
all right. So Wiswick, you are the purple tiled one at the bottom.
Gotcha. And all those guys to the north, are they bad?
Yes.
Oh wow. That's a
Sean,
lot
would you
of
mind describing them briefly if we were just look over them?
Yep, absolutely. All right, so if you were to look over them, entering into the fight, there are 4 in the front who are cutting villagers down. For the most part, the villagers are all walking past you at this point. The 2 on flanking in the front are the ones who lit the buildings on fire. They seem to all be human. For the most part, they are in very ragged armor, just piecemeal, looks like from killing travelers and taking whatever they can. Some have, one has a metal shield while the other one has a hide shield. Disparate accoutrement in this sense, probably indicating some kind of rank. So the 4 in front are all wielding some sort of melee weapon. The one right in the middle in the back is dressed a little bit nicer, potentially probably the one leading this raiding party. They are taller. They are very strong looking. They have a chainmail shirt on, which is the nicest piece of armor that any of them are wearing. Immediately behind him, on either side of him, are two other bandits. One has a crossbow, and the other one has a longbow. And then, if I'm not mistaken, yes. And then there's immediately next to him, probably his second in command, is a female dragonborn with a large axe and a small buckler. And they are looking bloodthirsty.
Okay. I believe that I want to plan to target a cast of Shatter on the enemy that is next to the Dragonborn.
Right to the left?
Yes. Well, out my right from looking at the camera, if that helps. I think it's the one with the bow. Yeah. You're pointing right at it. The one with the thing sticking out.
Okay. That is the one with the chainmail, the one that seems like the leader.
No, not the central person. The one to the right of the central person.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to get 5 people in a 10-foot radius.
I see.
Circle.
So you're going for that central. That's the Dragonborn.
Okay.
So you're trying to get all these folks.
Yes, that's the plan. If I can.
Okay, 10-foot radius. You can either get these 3.
Okay.
These 3 or these 3.
Let's go with I want to hit the yellow one that's in the front.
Yep. Okay. All right. So Shatter is what exactly?
It is normally a Constitution saving throw,
Oh.
but I am going to modify it, and we're going to turn it into I cast an enchantment, and a magical bird appears above them, and it makes a very high-pitched, shrilling shriek, and it causes them to make wisdom saving throws.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
It's
What's the
called
save?
Mind Shatter.
Mind
So it's
Shatter.
wisdom saving throw 14.
14. All right.
Mind crush.
14, you said?
Yes.
I just kill a clown.
Okay. So two of them failed. So I'd say the 2 in the front failed and the Dragonborn succeeded. What is the effect?
Gonna tell you right now. Can't believe I didn't check the damage. Half gets half his damage. Fail gets success takes half damage, and I take 3d8 from
Damn.
my pile.
Roll big or roll
Damn,
home.
dude.
Ooh, 2 4s and a 3.
2 4s
So-
and a 3.
10 damage.
10 damage. All right. And those who succeeded take half damage.
Yes.
2 4s and a 3 is 11.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
right.
11. Okay.
It's still 5 to the other people.
Man,
And psychic damage.
Psychic damage. Nice.
Mm.
All right.
fine.
They're looking really rough from that. You see the Dragonborn is sort of like banging their head, just like sort of trying to resist it, and they're successfully doing so for the most part. But the 2 in the front, they're like struggling to keep on their feet as this screeching from the birds is just causing their minds to shatter.
You know, the way birds do.
You know, the way
It's a spooky ghost bird.
Magical, spooky, Wiswick specialty ghost birds shatter the minds of feeble bandits.
I guess it would probably make more sense if it was a bat. Bird came to mind first.
Okay.
I imagine Wiswick calls bats birds or thinks birds are bats. All right, anything else, Wiswick?
I am going to do. Nope, that's it. I
All
stay
right.
exactly where I am.
Rico Curon, what was your initiative again?
2.
Oh, that's why I didn't get it, because I didn't ask for that low.
Yeah.
All right, Cal, you're up. Scarlet, you're on deck. And then the bandits go, and then Curon.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do something real lame here. I'm just gonna fire my crossbow at one of them.
Okay, which one do you want to fire?
I don't want to break like rank coherency here.
Okay.
That's a great way to get cut off and killed. So I'm gonna fire it at one of the guys that was just shattered. I guess they got the yellow one.
Yep.
And we're gonna shoot with
Go
it.
for it.
That is a 18.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Cool. It is a 10. The damages.
Oh, 10. All right. How do you want to kill this guy?
I'd like to shoot him in the throat with an arrow.
Nice.
Okay, bolt.
All right. Which
so
one is
as-
this?
It's crossbow.
What color?
Yellow.
Yellow.
As these bandits are kind of grasping their heads, trying to silence out the screeches of this frightening depiction of what Wiswick thinks a bird looks like. You see one kind of shakes it off, and he finally is free of it. He grabs his sword, and just as he's ready to like lunge forward into the fight, blood.
Yeah.
As he doesn't like fall, he slowly collapses to his knees and then just falls down.
Nice. Well,
Anything
Cal's
else?
probably like,
Yeah, Cal, you just killed another humanoid.
yeah, we're gonna. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. We'll deal with that in a second. No, nothing else, honestly.
Okay, Scarlet, you are up.
All right. I believe if I move sideways and then straight, I can get within 5 feet of the 3 in the middle. 'Cause my movement is 30.
If you're where are you trying to get to?
So if I go diagonal and then straight, I think I can move 30 and get within 5 feet.
Right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
right
You got
there.
it. Yep.
For my bonus action, I would like to cast Erupted Flesh. And I imagine it as like, so she's really pissed because nobody's letting her sleep. And it's just, we already dealt with these people. We think, she thinks. So she's just going to kind of like whip out both of her daggers. And then as she does that, her skin just cracks. And so they all need to make a dexterity saving throw, everybody within 5 feet of me. And if they fail, they take 2d8 fire damage or half as much if they succeed.
If you'd like, you have 5 more feet of movement. You can
Do I?
all 3 of those.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
All right. What's the save?
Dexterity saving throw of, oh god.
It should be 8 plus your
Yeah,
proficiency bonus plus your con.
okay, so 8 plus proficiency, so that's 2 plus, 14. Dex 14.
Oh shit. 14, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right, all 3 of them fail.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
8 points of fire damage.
8 points of fire damage. All right.
Rolled a 7 and a 1.
All right, so watching, at this point, you're sort of, the entire party is sort of slowly moving forward in line with the 2, you actually have 4 guards with you. So they're moving in line with you. As you watch as Wiswick summons this magical bird, shatters these two's mind. Cal finishes one off, and Scarlet dashes into the middle, and her skin crackles all across, exposing these magmic veins underneath as the air around her, which is already kind of affected by the heat of the burning buildings, but even more so, as you see all 3 of the bandits around her, just sort of their skin starts to get red, and they just start to scream in pain as one of them, his skin crackles, and then his pieces of his armor ignite, and the whole thing catches up, and he slowly collapses down to his knees and falls down dead. As you've killed another one.
All right.
That guy died in
So
8
which
damage?
one?
Oh, no, it was the guy who was shattered.
That
Oh,
one.
Right.
All right. Cool. Then so that was movement, bonus action. For my action, I would like to
That was
stab
the bonus action?
the erupted flesh is bonus action.
Yeah, I might get might be a patch coming out soon. For
I have no idea why. I would like to stab the leader.
All right, go for it. What are you're daggering him?
What's that?
You're using your dagger on him?
Yes, not the special one, but I don't think it's gonna hit because it was an 8.
Oh, that definitely doesn't hit.
Damn it. All right, well,
You're a
How did that
little, you're a little alone out there.
huh? Yeah, it's fine. I don't have any more movement.
Okay. And is that your whole turn?
Yep, that's all I can do.
All right, so it's the bandit captain's turn. All right, so he is going to. Let me move you into danger zone.
Gotta be a little alone out there,
Damn.
Captain.
Change your zone.
Welcome to the danger zone. All right.
Miss.
All right, so the fire sort of he sort of pushes
Oh, wait,
himself
he's-
forward.
He starts within starts his turn within 5 feet of me. Takes another 1d8 of fire damage.
Yep.
6
This
points.
is getting nerfed.
No, I like it.
How much damage?
6 points.
6 points.
Yeah, you should nerf that.
Yeah. This is getting nerfed. 6 points, you said?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so he is going to go for you immediately because he has just taken a walloping of fire damage. And
That's fair.
he's like his flesh is crisping up. He's getting angrier and angrier as he's going to go for some swipes at you. He's going to make 3 melee attacks on you.
Ooh.
Danger zone.
Miss.
Okay, so one is a 21 to hit,
Ugh. Yep.
an 11, and
Nope.
a 15.
Ugh. 2 hit. 15's my armor class.
Okay, so 2 hits. So you're going to get hit by his scimitar first. Ugh. I rolled low, so don't worry. That's 4 points of slashing damage, and he's going to go in for a strike with his dagger, and that is going to be 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As he brings scimitar up and swings it across your chest, it just narrowly pierces through your armor. You can feel a little bit of blood pouring down. And then he goes for another swipe, but you dash back, but you're distracted by that. He comes in with his offhand with a dagger right into your side.
Ouch.
All right, that is his turn. The next turn is the guards, who are just going to slowly start stepping forward to try to provide you with some support. They're going to go for an attack. One of them is going to attack the guy right to your left, and the other one is just going to kind of come up right next to you to support you and be on the ready. All right, so they're going to, that one is going to attack that bandit. That is not going to hit. And then those two in the back are going to go for it with their ranged weapons. One misses and one hits onto that bandit. All right, so it's the bandit henchman's turn now. And then Kieran, you're on deck, so be ready.
You got it, boss.
All right, so Scarlet, the Dragonborn is going to step forward and go for a swing on you.
Is that more fire damage because he's starting his turn within 5 feet of
He
me?
is not starting his turn within 5 feet.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
Don't work. Oh, wait. Looks to be flanking.
Oh.
So that is a 16 to hit.
Yep.
All right, that is 8 points of slashing damage.
Oh boy.
You rolled really
Say
high.
woof.
And then the archer's going to go for the guard. It's going to hit. That is going to take 4 points of damage. And then he's going to go for the guard. It's going to hit. 9 points. And then that guy's going to go for the guard. That's going to miss. And then the last guy's going to go for the guard. He's going to hit 4. All right, so the guard on your left takes a long sword across the chest and then an arrow into his shoulder. But the third guy that attacks him misses. You do get to roll fire damage for the guy immediately to your left.
Cool. 8 points of fire damage.
Okay. Nice job. All right, Kieran, you are up.
All right. So Kieran, seeing his allies running forward, also moves up. I believe I can get right to the right of that rightmost guardsman, right?
Yes, you should be able to.
All right. So Kieran's gonna move up there, brandishing his quarterstaff, and then taking out his reliquary. He'll rise it above his head and yell out, "By the what's my Kieran voice?"
It's Woody Allen, but like softer.
Oh yeah, what do you... Wait, no, that's... Sorry. Yes. By Ilyuvanya's twilight, I say nay. Or, I don't know, something. Sorry, I'm a little uninspired. Keep going.
High-end improv.
Channel Divinity Twilight Sanctuary. This is the new Twilight domain for those that are interested on Earth.
What is that?
So there's now a sphere of dim light that surrounds me in a 30-foot radius. Moves with me and lasts for a minute. And then whenever a creature ends its turn in the sphere, I can grant it either 1d8 temporary hit points, or I can end Charmed or Frightened on it.
Cool.
Oh, wow. Does that automatically happen if they're already within it?
No, it's at the end of their turn.
Oh,
Or
okay.
if it ends its turn within the sphere, it gets one of those.
Okay, so on their next turn, they'll...
Yes.
Excellent. So yeah, so just as he said, you see sort of this dim violet light sort of penetrate around, coming seemingly like it's all seeping out from the phylactery he has. All right, so that's an action. Anything else?
Yes. What Kieran, looking at the bandits, who looks the weakest?
Looking at who's the weakest right now, it's probably the the two guys on the left side who are attacking the guard right now. Both took, or actually the guard right next to Scarlet took quite a hit from that fire damage.
So Kieran's going to then, still holding his phylactery, cast. Where is it? Spiritual weapon.
Nice. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
So Kieran's spiritual weapon looks like a large glaive. It's about 7 feet long. Both ends has a crescent moon as its blade. I drew a picture, but it doesn't matter. The one on top is larger than the one on bottom. They're both ethereal, like they're silver looking with like blue light glowing. It's dark wood. It looks badass, of course. So it spawns behind. So like I'm like in between those three guys, next to the captain, and then it's just going to like scythe down into the back of that bandit.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
I will do that. Thank you.
I'm gonna find a mini that represents that.
16.
That hits.
Dope sauce. And it does 10 points of force damage.
How do you want this thing to crush this bandit?
Yes.
I literally just want it to like scythe into his back and like into the ground.
All right, easy enough. Absolutely. So this massive, well, not 7 foot long, spiritual silver effervescent glaive just comes crashing down into the back of this bandit, piercing right through his chest. It actually carves through his flesh, leaving it exposed open as he just sort of is hanging off of it as his corpse slowly slides off and lands onto the ground.
All right.
Dead.
And since I end my turn in dim light, I get 4 temporary hit points.
All right. That brings us back to the top with Wiswick, and then Cal, you're on deck.
All right. Okay. I'm probably gonna drop the same spell. Maybe on. Is there anywhere where I could get a triple threat?
Yes, actually. Well, no. Probably not. 10-foot radius, right?
10-foot radius, yeah. So 20 feet across.
I mean, hey, if it hits someone else.
Here, you can get these 3.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
there is a spot where you can get 3.
That is what I want.
Okay. What's the save again?
It is a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw. This time he actually does a bat, but he kind of gets it a little. It's not perfect because this is only the second time casting this spell.
Okay, so we have 2 failures and a success. So go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh, maybe it is the perfect bat. Maybe its imperfections are what make it perfect.
Oh my god, beautiful.
This time I actually got 10 damage. 5, 2, and 3.
Okay. So those 3. You said 5, 10
10
damage.
total. If you failed, you could take 5.
All right. So that same sort of frightening, ghastly bat, or the bird, just sort of morphs disgustingly into this bat that then just sort of glides over them as it screeches, and only they can hear it as it just penetrates their minds. The archer in the back seems to shrug it off, but the captain and the bandit engaged with the guards seem to both take the full brunt of it.
And I want to move up 25 feet.
All right.
That means you're ending your turn within my Twilight Sanctuary.
Hopefully.
What's the radius on the sanctuary again?
30 feet radius.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, you only get 1 temporary hit point.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'll take it.
All right, Cal, you are up. And Scarlet, you're on deck.
Alright. Cal's gonna advance to on the other side. So on the other side of that guy on the left, the front guy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if I can I get? Yeah. Can I get one more so I can diagonal him with that guard?
You're actually already flanking him here.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Sorry.
right here.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm gonna stab that guy.
Stab, stab. Give me that rapier damage.
I don't know. Does a 19 hit?
19 does hit.
Excellent. And then that's not great. That's only like 7.
There's more Wiswicks in this stream than me. I haven't done the voice once yet.
See, I always used to use that voice as a way to say that I was being silly, and then you chose as your character.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can't copyright it.
7 damage.
7 damage. All right. So,
Does he end his turn within my sanctuary?
yes, he does, and he also kills this guard or this bandit.
Oh, sorry.
So he comes. I mean, he's still going to get the benefit, but he comes running up. Cal, Cal, when you run up, the first thing you see is this massive spiritual glaive that is just sunken into the back of this other humanoid guard or bandit. And you quickly notice the guy you were going for. You go in for the strike while he's distracted by the guard he's engaged with. Easily bring him down.
Dope.
Anything else, Cal?
No.
All right, Scarlet, you are up.
Did I
Okay.
get
Two
temp
temporary
HP?
hit points.
Thanks, bro.
All right. I still in front of the leader, so I'm gonna try and hit him again with my dagger.
Go for it.
Oh my god. Need to use a new dice. 10.
10 does not hit, unfortunately.
All right.
What a new dice help.
Bonus action disengage, and I want to back the fuck up.
Okay, how? Do you want to do your full speed?
Yeah. No, only I want to get. Yeah, right there. That's fine. That's good right there.
Yeah, so Wiswick, as you came trotting up there to get into the fray, you just see Scarlet just like leap back and almost leap right into you. Anything else you want to do? Or that was your action and bonus action?
Yep, and that was movement, so I'm done.
All right.
3
That
temporary
brings-
hit points.
Yay!
Nice.
Thank you.
That brings us
I
to...
haven't used those before. Do I use those before I use my regular ones?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Those to get depleted first. They don't stack unless you don't have it once you start your next turn.
Got it.
So you can't have double the benefit.
Right, like if
Right.
you still have temporary hit points at the end of your next turn, I'm gonna probably just re-roll unless it's really high.
Got it.
Mhm.
Beyond drops you automatically, by the way, if you like take damage on there.
Yeah, Beyond
Okay.
takes care of it. All right,
Okay,
so
cool.
the the bandit captain is next. He is going to step forward so that he is right here. He is going to use his attacks on the guards, trying to thin out his enemies. First one is going to hit. Second one is a natural 20.
Ooh.
Third one misses. So that is going to be Okay. So you see, he comes forward. He's viciously angry as he notices his main threat backing away. He steps forward. He's just trying to clear things out. You see, he takes up his scimitar. He just swipes it to his right and just just halfway through the neck of the guard that is directly in front of Cal. As Cal, you just saw the guy you killed collapse to the ground, and you're seeing the guard in front of you look to you like, "Yeah, we did it," and then a scimitar just buries halfway into his neck, and then he just sort of slumps, and the bandit leader just pulls the scimitar out as the body collapses in front of you on top of the bandit, and he grins at you, throws his dagger up in the air, and stabs it into the guard on the other side of him, just right into that guard's back, as that guard cries out as they're trying to take care of this dragonborn and survive. So that is the bandit captain's turn. Now it is the guard's turn. One of them is dead. The other one is going to go for an attack on the dragonborn. It's going to hit. That deals 6 damage to the dragonborn. You see, he just sort of retches forward as this dagger goes into his back, and he tries to break free of it, and then just brings his sword up for a strike against the dragonborn, and it slashes across the dragonborn's chest, who kind of pulls back, and you can actually see kind of like this anger boiling as the a light starts to appear around the dragonborn's mouth, which brings us to the archers for the guards. We're going to attack the captain. First
Can I
one's going
give
to
temporary hit points to my friend?
Yeah, actually you can. Second one will hit the captain.
Oh.
6 damage.
I guess 2's better than nothing.
2 temporary hit points to that guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he needed that.
Could have used a little more, probably.
He could use a little, yeah, for sure. All right, so
Sorry, Buckaroo.
now it is the bandit's turn, and then Kieran, you're on deck. So the Dragonborn, is going to release its breath weapon. You'll notice now that you're up close that it is a fire Dragonborn.
Uh-oh. Hope I'm not in range.
So it's going to release a 15-foot cone in front of it,
crap.
which will
I'm in front of you. You're welcome.
Hey, at least
You almost trampled me.
Yeah.
I guess technically, because it's a cone out, will just hit the guard and our friend Scarlet. But thankfully, it's fire damage, Scarlet.
Yay, good.
So it's a dex saving.
goes
throw.
right past Kieran. He's like,
Ooh.
Kieran, you're just like feeling this fire right next to your face. It's like it's singeing your hair a little bit, your braids.
But it doesn't create any light within the Twilight Sanctuary.
so it's
Ah.
really, really eerie.
So it's really
Yes.
creepy looking fire that's just
Oh, yeah.
you can't really see it. It just looks sort of like this ethereal fire coming out.
Yeah, is
what
that just infrared rays at that point?
yeah, right.
It's just
Scarlet,
like
what'd you
that
get?
heat distortion in the
Yeah, it's exactly. It's just that heat. That's pretty cool. Scarlet, what'd you get?
Oh. I still have to roll?
Guard
Even
fail.
though I'm resistant?
Yeah. You're
Oh.
taking the damage. You just
Alright. Well,
or you can take the
This is a good thing. You might
Okay.
take even less.
23.
23. All right,
Yeah.
so that's a success. You're only going to take half damage and then half damage again.
Got it.
The guard failed.
Oh no.
Double ones.
All once.
So,
Do I
Kaden,
take
you don't
any?
take any damage.
Hey!
The guard loses his temporary hit points.
Hey, good for something.
Okay, so you see this breath of fire pouring out of the Dragonborn's mouth as it looks, and it sort of is immediately like hisses at you, realizing that it barely did anything. Just sort of the guard has its shield up, and it's just sort of peering around him, leaving him singed at the end, but not too damaged. The next attack is going to come from the crossbowman in the back, who's going to go and try to finish off this guard. He is going to hit. Ugh. All right. So that guard, you see the guard, after keeping that flame at bay, his skin is singed. He pulls his shield back and gets his sword ready to counter when just right into his chest, digs deep, a bolt pierces through his metal armor and is pierced deep into his shoulder. He drops to one knee. He's still alive, but he is on death's door. The next attack is going to come from the archer in the back, who is going to go for Cal. That is an 8 to hit.
No, he does not hit.
All right. So, okay, and that I believe is the bandit's turn, which brings us to Curon.
All right. Huron. QQ, does spiritual weapon gain the benefit of flanking?
Yes, I believe it does. Yeah.
Okay. So Kieran's going to move up a space to get right next to that Dragonborn bro, and then two-handed strike with his quarterstaff.
I think
Okay.
it's a woman. It's a Dragonborn woman.
It is a Dragonborn woman.
Bro is non-gender in Elysian.
So you're trying to get the advantage with your spiritual weapon?
Yeah, the spiritual weapon will have the advantage. It's gonna do more damage.
Oh, when you eventually move your spiritual.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and roll to attack.
8.
That does not hit. Sorry.
Oh, what?
So you see the Dragonborn just finished releasing the flames. You think it's distracted by its attack. You go in for an attack, but it brings up that small buckler just in time to parry away, and it just looks at you and lets out a growling hiss as she prepares to lunge at you.
All right, well then, Spirit Weapon comes swinging back around and comes horizontally right into her side. Well, if it hits. 17?
That definitely hits.
Dope. And does 8 points of force damage.
Okay. So you watch as this Dragonborn woman, she is just ferociously roaring at you, ready. You're afraid for a moment until you summon the strength of Ilyavanya, and you watch behind her as this glaive. This glaive just comes flailing forward, and as she's ready to lunge on you, it just comes right down and hits her right in the back of the neck, and you just watch as she collapses to the ground dead.
And then
all right,
gonna try. Oh yeah, there we go. 8 temporary hit points.
Okay.
A lot of 8s tonight, guys.
8s are great.
All
Eights
right,
are
so
great.
that brings us to the top of the round, to Wiswick. Before you go, Wiswick, you all suddenly hear more fighting, and you see more fire coming from the circle of the market now.
Bastards.
And Wiswick, you can go.
You just threw a little thorn in my plans here. That's not the phrase. How far does
A
this?
wrench in your plans.
Yeah, but there's no wrenches in this
No, there's not.
universe.
Fantasy wrench.
Fantasy wrench.
A hijinks manner.
I really hope this guard survives.
Yeah, he's coming with us if he lives.
He's gonna become a DMPC if he lives.
Wiswick
clear.
is going to try really hard not to make a pun, and he's gonna cast magic missiles, the cold version. So the missiles are streamed with a white powdery snow, and
Nice.
they are going. I'm gonna do 2 to the Dragonborn and 1 to the leader.
1 to the leader. Okay. So go ahead and roll damage as these frosty, snowy magic missiles fly through the air, kind of themselves normally giving off light, but entering into this twilight sphere and just leaving snowy trails behind that immediately melt in the fire.
Okay, I got a 3 and a 1 for that damage, so that is +2 is 6, and
That's to
for
the bandit leader.
no, that's to the Dragonborn. And
The Dragonborn's already
leader-
dead.
Oh,
So
well
you
then
can
they're
send
all
it to
going
one
to
of
the bandit leader.
or you can send it to one of the.
There's an
ranged
archer and
bandits.
there's other, yeah.
The 2 guys in the back are bandits as well.
I'm gonna prioritize the leader, all 3,
Okay.
and the last one is another 2 damage.
Okay, so that's 8 in total.
Yes.
Yeah, 6 + 2 is 8, so.
Okay. All right, the bandit leader is looking rough, but he's definitely furious and he's going for blood for whoever's there. All right, anything else, Wiswick?
I believe that is it for me.
All right, so that brings us to Cal.
Wait, Wiswick, you get. Never mind.
Oh.
1 temporary hit point.
Okay, so does that stack on the one that I already got?
No.
Or
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It only
making sure.
it only changes if you get a higher amount.
Got it.
All right, so the Bandit Captain just cleft my buddy the guard in twain, and I'm not pleased about that. So Cal, he kind of like he snarls, you know, like an audible snarl, and kind of gestures with his rapier, like points his rapier at the captain, like coming for you, motherfucker. And then goes over there instead and attacks him. Okay.
So just a reminder what the captain looks like, just because I know you like to know your victims' faces. He has
That makes me sound real fucking psychopath.
Yeah, his real dirty blonde hair that is mostly shaved all around except for a tuft in the front, which seems to be a popular hairstyle amongst these highwaymen and bandits. And he has a very thick beard that comes down probably like 4 inches of the same dark blonde hair. Very strong, probably 6'5". Has a you'll like this, Cal. Actually, he has a it doesn't have a cloak on, but a side cape. So in another life, you may have been friends with him.
Maybe.
With a jagged scimitar in one hand and this dagger that he can maneuver in the other hand.
Cool. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You rolled 16? To attack?
Yeah.
He is going to use a reaction to parry, which adds 2 to his AC. So he is going to see you coming at him after he had already taunted you and sort of preparing to onslaught you and preparing to taunt you in this way, is going to immediately bring the scimitar up to knock your rapier out of the way.
Okay, I'm going to use a superiority die for precision strike then.
Okay.
And that's a 20 to hit.
All right, that hits then.
Yeah.
So as it parries away,
shit. John?
Yeah, no, I just got distracted for a second to think because I wanted to look at superiority dice. So as he parries you away, you swing the rapier around in the way that you were trained and bring it in for a strike. Roll damage.
11.
11. All right.
Yeah. 6 + 5, baby.
So you watch as you stab into the side of this bandit captain, and a look of sheer surprise over his face after his parry didn't work. As you dig the rapier deep into his chest, he is still alive though. Anything else, Cap?
I'm gonna kill this guy, so I'm gonna action surge and do it again.
All right. So go ahead and roll to attack.
Yep.
Are you using a superiority dice?
Not yet, but I don't have to decide till after I roll. It is a 15 to hit.
15 does hit.
Nice.
Oh, wait.
Nope.
No, 15 just misses, actually.
Okay. It's an 18 to hit.
That does hit.
What wizardry is this?
That's a 7 damage.
7 damage. All right. So you pull the rapier out of the captain. You see him reposition, furious now, solely singularly focused on you as you come in for another strike, and it pierces him right in the chest again, right where you want. He is on death's door, but he is still alive.
God damn it.
As it seems like rage is the only thing filling his eyes at this point.
Oh, got it.
All right. Scarlet, you are up.
Okay.
8 temporary hit points. 8 temporary hit points.
Drinking a health
you say
potion,
8?
action or bonus action?
8, yes.
Bonus action.
Fabulous. I am going to drink one of my healing potions.
Okay.
Nice. 2d4 plus 2. I got 4. So I
Very
get 10 points back. All right. Fabulous. All right. So now that I have my senses back, can I flank with? Well, is Cal supposed to be right up with the captain?
Cal
The
is
captain?
right. Yeah, Cal is supposed to be
Yeah.
the captain.
Okay. Is there space for me to flank behind him? Or is
he's
that guard
already
in the way?
meaning The guard is already in that position, so You can't occupy the same space. You can move
Okay.
through, but you can't occupy the same.
Okay.
You do not have a means to get it.
All right.
flanking.
All right. That's fine. I will just run up, and I will not use this dice because it's not been nice to me. And I'm going to try and stab him.
All right, go for the
Finish
attack. He is engaged, so you do get sneak attack if you hit.
Please hit, please hit, please hit, please hit. Yo, natural 20. Hell yeah. All right. Do you want me to do the math or no?
Yes.
Yes. All right, cool.
I would like you to still roll. Oh, wait. How many sneak attack d6s do you got right now?
2.
2.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll your damage dice first.
All right, which is d4, 1d4 plus 4.
Pretty
That's
sure even if you get all
2
ones, you would
plus
kill him,
4,
but I just want to double check.
6. Oh no, wait. So 2, 4. That's double plus 4. Okay, that's 8 points of piercing damage plus sneak attack is double too, right?
Sneak attack is doubled also.
Sweet. So that would be 8, so 16, so 24 points of damage altogether.
How do you want to murder this guy?
Yeah.
So you just
With
saw him
pleasure.
just literally brutally murder this guard in front of Cal, taunting him. Cal ran up. You saw them engage in this quick skirmish as he parried Cal's first hit, but then Cal came in for 2 quick stabs with the with the rapier and just sort of grit his teeth, ready to go in for the kill again next round. As the bandit leader is getting ready to go for 3 brutal attacks onto Cal.
Mm-hmm.
You stop him just in time. What does it look like?
All right. Can I like push Cal out of the way and just like slit his throat?
Yeah, I'd say you can definitely, especially because this is 1 dagger attack. This is not, this is not all your bonus action and your attack. So I'll say yes. You see Cal getting ready there as the bandit leader stands up tall over him, ready to strike down. But you quickly slide in between them dexterously, sort of look up to the bandit captain who is towering over you, as you just sort of quickly retrieve a dagger as if out of nowhere and just at lightning speed as he just stands there with his scimitar above as this pouring of blood, exactly like that guard you killed, comes pouring out of his neck, splattering across your face as his big form collapses to the ground dead. All right, so at this point, there are still 2 bandits here. And it is the guard's turn.
Oh, Scarlet.
What?
How many temporary hit points did you?
Oh, I had 3 before.
All right, keep your 3.
Okay.
All right, so the injured guard is going to back away to preserve his health as the 2 guards behind him start stepping forward to fire arrows at the other 2 bandits, trying to scare them off or at the very least cripple them to try to capture them alive. First one misses. Second one hits. For 2 papers. Ooh, nice. Just doesn't. All right. So the one on the right does not get hit. The one on the left is pierced with an arrow right through his leg, bringing him down to the ground, prone, and down to 1 hit point. So he is essentially out of commission and ripe for capture or execution. It's up to you. The other bandit does not get hit, and that bandit is actually going to use a bonus action to. It's going to use his action to attack, to just fire a bolt out before fleeing out of here. And fire it right at Scarlet for taking out the commander, also because she's afraid of her. That's an 18 to hit.
Yep. That hits.
Okay. So that is going to be 6 points of piercing damage.
Okie dokie.
As this this bandit is going to go running right out the gates.
Bye bye. So long. Have a wonderful time.
All right. So, Huron, do you want to execute this bandit or end the combat?
Oh Lord, no. In combat. If anything, Kieran might go over just to check that they're all right.
Okay. So,
Wiswick wants to execute him.
You're a monster.
you'll have to go through.
They're
you'll have to go through
bandits.
Huron to. do that. All right. So you step up to the bandit and you find. Oh, that's not what I want. Sorry. You go up to the bandit. You find that they are injured. They have an arrow through their calf into their that's keeping them from escaping. They look up and they're just kill me. What do you want to do?
That's not what we do here. And he's gonna lean down and check to make sure the wound's not mortal in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And then otherwise he's going to turn his attention, probably with the rest of the party, to go look at the fire at the market, you said? Circle of the market?
Yes, the circle of the market where the barracks is and the tavern you guys originally were at here is what is currently. You can hear combat in the distance over there, and you can see new flames erupting over there. You see the guards are kind of gathering themselves together here. You see a few more guards enter into this circle as they are seemingly going to take care of any civilians here. You see them start to search for water from the well to put out the fire, and you see two of them actually run over and start pushing that cart that you see up there in front of the gates to try to keep it to seal it off and create a barricade as they are securing this circle. You guys have a moment to decide what you want to do.
Huron's gonna walk over to his spirit weapon, looking at it in almost like a weird, longingly way. Go to like reach for it, and like as his hand touches it, he goes, "Thank you, Hanadar," and then it disperses.
See, it sort of evaporates into itself into a cloud of dark mist before vanishing. You look around, you see there's there's one dead guard, there's the corpse of all the bandits, there's that one guard holding his chest where there's a bolt that's about 4 inches into his chest, and you see the two archers behind. The other guards that enter the circle are taking care of other things, and then you see your compatriots. We're out of initiative right now, so you can act accordingly.
I want to go over to Cal. Are you all right?
Yeah, nobody touched me. You?
No bad.
You look a little wounded.
It's fine. It's fine.
Scott. Oh.
What?
Yes, Scarlet, if I may. Kieran's gonna walk over and lay a hand on her, giving her first vigilant blessing, so advantage on your next initiative roll.
Thanks.
And you know, he's probably gonna do cure wounds first level.
Oh, you're so nice to me. I'm so not nice to you.
Well, that's the way of Ilyuvania. 8 points of healing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wow, I'm almost back up to full. Cool.
So, 2 visual things right now. So, there is just the sound of chaos throughout the streets in the distance. You can hear villagers screaming. You can hear guards moving to and from. There's obviously the busyness going on in this of the guards sealing off this circle. You see them even start piling up crates, whatever they can find on the 2 entrances from the other circles. You see if you turn back around at the courtyard, you can see the road that leads to your right that heads to the circle of the market, where you know that there's a fire, you know there's a fight happening right now. And then to your left, you hear an explosion.
No.
Oh,
So
no.
this sounds like a legitimate, like straight up Helm's Deep gutter explosion as you hear. In the distance, you can see dust shooting up and a few large pieces of stone shooting out as you hear commotion in the circle of the hearth as well. So you have to decide which one you're going to.
Circle of the Hearth.
Yes.
Is that the one with the explosion?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's one with the
Yeah,
explosion.
yes.
It's also the one where you saw the villagers from here retreating to.
Oh no.
It's the most reinforced section of the city, and these villagers were probably being sent there for protection to go into the gatehouse, into the Lord's Manor.
Yeah, so let's turn the jets on and run over there.
Yep.
Okay, so you start heading in that direction. Right as you leave the circle, the guards push another cart behind the way that you came from. Very much like a video game when it steals off your choice the other way.
Convenient.
You're running down the narrow hall that is the little walled passageways. You look as you're passing, and you can see, sort of, almost as it gets forgotten from your memory, is that central courtyard, gates wide open. There's that location as well. Nothing's happened there yet, but it's there. You start heading down through these this passageway. You enter into the circle of the hearth. You see straight across. This is the only section of the town that doesn't have a gatehouse that leads into this. You have to go through the other circles. So you see directly across from you, the wall has been just shattered. There's just a gaping deep there as rocks have flown into buildings and crushed walls, and there's just this little bits of debris and fire there as you're seeing at least what looks like 15 bandits coming in through there.
Oh.
And there are about realistically 5 guards in the courtyard that they're about to be overwhelmed by. So, what do you do?
Can I cast Earth Tremor in front of the bandits?
Yes, you can.
Can I pull off mage armor before all this?
Yes, you can. So we're going to approach this a little bit more like a skill challenge.
Okay.
As you're going to go into it, where everyone's going to get essentially a round of things to do to try to sway the battle, essentially. So, Scarlet, you are immediately... Remind me if I'm wrong, but Earth Tremor is... What's the range on that?
It is 10 feet.
So you would not be able to cast that right away under the bandits because you just entered the courtyard, and they are pretty far from you right now.
Okay.
They're about 90 feet away from you.
Okay. Can I hold it until they're close enough?
They are not going to come close. They're engaging with guards about 60 feet away from you.
Okay.
You all have to kind of get closer to engage in this fight.
Okay.
You will see a mass of villagers are in this middle space, just sort of unsure of what to do. You see McClear sort of drops a cart that had an old man on it. The man does not fall off and get hurt. Wyla's right there and ready as he just beelines into the fray. All right. So let's just do an initiative order for this, just to keep it organized for the skill challenge aspect.
Can I keep my last one?
No.
Shannon, don't forget that advantage.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. 20 to 25.
22.
20.
What was yours, Shannon?
22.
Okay, so Scarlet, you're going to be up first, and then Cal, 15 to 20. 10 to 5, or 10 to 15.
Jesus, guys.
5 to 10.
5.
0 to 5. Okay, 8. Okay.
Did Alex roll?
Alex
Isn't there.
Yeah,
Oh.
Timber's awesome.
away.
Timber's doing things.
Right.
I will
Perhaps could
spoil it that I
conspire
gave Alex the
Wait.
opportunity to come back early, but he chose to continue his task.
Classic.
Perhaps it's conspiring with bandits.
Say it ain't so.
Oh no.
Alex is the big bad.
All right, so Scarlet, in front of you, you've just arrived into this. The last thing you saw was McClear charging forward into the fray. You see these 5 guards are trying to hold a line. They're all holding shields and swords. They formed a line, and they're sort of keeping them funneled to them. You notice there is the passageway leading to the circle of the market, where there are citizens are running towards that right now. They just see danger and they're fleeing towards there. They don't know what to do. They're panicking at this point. So there's sort of a stampede heading that way, even though you know there's danger there as well. These people are not thinking straight. What do you do?
So are the villagers, they're not running towards the 15 bandits, right?
No, you're seeing
Okay.
there's some of them that are clustering up out of fear.
Yep.
There's some that are running to the gatehouse of the Lord,
Yep.
which is closed right now.
Right.
And then you have some that are running towards the circle of the market, thinking, I just ran from there, it was dangerous. I've run here, it's dangerous. Let's try there.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though there's fire over there too.
Yeah. All right. So I would like to get up close with the guards that are forming a line, or like in line with them, or as far as I can get.
With
my movement.
with your movement and bonus action dash, you can get up right with them.
Cool. And then I would like to still cast Earth Tremor 10 feet in front of me so that they don't come any closer.
Excellent.
Or try not to come closer.
Excellent. So you rush forward. You see these guards. They're just sort of like, you see them. They're freaking terrified as they're just watching this onslaught of bandits just slowly coming towards them. You know, the bandits kind of know what they're doing. They're not trying to just crash into them. They're just sort of stalking them like a caged lion and occasionally looking for weakness, as you see every now and then an arrow flying from behind their line. But you see these bandits that are doing that, they start to suddenly, as the ground beneath them shakes, and they all are struggling at this point to form their own line, struggling to keep their focus, struggling to move forward. It seems as though the guards are probably have an opportunity to push forward at this point. Is there anything else you'd like to do? I think that's everything you can do.
Yep, that's everything.
All right, Cal, you're up.
So I'm of limited use doing anything other than stabbing.
You can still attack bandits in this. You can still say, I'd like to attack a bandit.
Okay.
We're just not doing the traditional, we're doing theater of the mind, essentially.
I love theater. I'm a huge theater fan, especially when it's in my mind. So I'm going to stab bandits. I'm going to attack the bandits.
Okay. So you are going to need to use your movement and action to rush forward. So you,
well, okay, then maybe I'll join the guard line next to McClear.
Okay, easy enough to do. So you rush forward, you see the bandits, they're all starting to like lose their footing as Scarlet is standing and kind of stalking behind the line. You see there's these 5 guards. You see McClear is in front of them, kind of just like looking up and just like going for bandits. As soon as they're within, they sort of stumble a little. You can either join the line or you can get in front of the line with McClear.
I'll get in front of the line with McClear. Maybe try and take advantage. If any of them stumble forward, I'll take advantage of the Earth Tremor to give them a good thrusting.
Yeah, I'd say give me an attack roll.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's not phenomenal. It's a 12.
12. You are just able to catch one as it stumbles forward, and it kind of drops down to its hands and knees, and it's starting to stumble back, trying to get up. You have an opportunity to go right for the chest. So go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah, that's a better. That's a 13 for damage.
Nice.
Is
Nice.
Cal in the range of that? Is that difficult terrain for him?
Cal is right outside of it.
Right.
Him
Okay.
and
The theater
McClear
that is our minds.
him and McClear are right in front of the line of soldiers.
Okay.
You cast under the bandits.
Yep.
Who were, there's like a 5-foot space between the bandit line and the guard line.
Okay. Cool.
But it wouldn't be unrealistic for the guards and Cal to eventually be within that debuff.
Okay.
Okay, so that bandit does not quite die, but they're wounded and they are having trouble getting up. They're trying to push themselves back to get back with their allies and away from danger. As that happens, you see as this bandit is trying to push back, McClear just takes a great axe and just sinks it down into that bandit's chest as it just as that bandit is done. And McClear just sort of has this, he's got that McClear face going on.
I tip my hat at him. Or no, I don't tip it. I just touch the front of it to him.
Yeah, and he gives you, there's blood splatter in his face, and he just gives you a quick, just a growl and a madman's grin as he looks swiftly looks over to the bandits, and at least a few of them are scared. All right, so Wiswick, what's your dexterity?
Oh, well, it's +3, but I have advantage on saving throws against magic.
It's not a saving throw. You've got the same thing as the bandits, so I just wanted to check.
Okay.
Go ahead of them. You do. So Wiswick, it's your turn.
Okay.
Then it's the bandits, then it's the guards, then it's Curon, and then top of the order.
Thinking quickly, Wiswick tries to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. As a plan forms in his head, he thinks, I can inspire the troops and kick ass at the same time. So he casts his final shatter, except this time it is in the form of radiant damage. And in the arena of the spell, a large glowing symbol of the what is it? Help me out here. God, big tree.
Ashkeeper?
Thank you. The Ashkeeper tree appears above them. And
this great big holy lit tree just erupts up.
Yeah, and it rains down ash on them.
Okay.
Which is like little white lights that deal damage.
All right, nice. What kind of saving throw do you want them to do?
Let's go with a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. So that is a 14.
Okay, yes. That's my DC.
Okay. So so the way I'm doing this is I'm rolling for the cluster of bandits.
Okay.
So that would be a success, so half the bandits take the damage for it.
Could I stipulate that I focus it towards the area where there was the tremor, so maybe they have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws?
I will allow it, because this is a skill challenge as opposed to a normal challenge, so that kind of stuff works in this situation. They fail, so go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Not great. 5 damage.
Okay. Still, though, you see these bandits. They're backing away now. They're starting to leave the tremor to try to regroup. They're backing up, the lot of them. But as they're backing up, you're seeing this great big tree shines a brilliant light across the entire space, and these little cinders come down in radiant light, and they slowly, like, as they get close to any of the bandits, they just start attaching to them, and just these bright bursts, almost like a sparkler, shoot across their bodies as they all just start to take damage, and they're all backing up at this point, forming their own semi-shield wall, although not all of them have shields. So there's just sort of this turtle shell that is incomplete happening near the exploded wall, where these bandits are getting clustered together. It's at this point that you notice 1, 2, 3 archers are up on the rubble of the walls, aiming down towards you all. Anything else, Wiswick?
I think he's just gonna scream out, "The Ashkeeper! He comes! He's on our side, men! Fight for your lives!"
Give me a charisma check. Just give me a charisma.
Yeah.
He's on our side. Fight for your lives.
What'd you get?
A 3.
So, so the guards are there in their small shield wall. They've seen like sort of this force being pushed back. They're kind of getting themselves ready. They see the Ashkeeper tree and the scintillating light and the retreating bandits is giving them courage. And then they hear this little voice behind them shouting exactly what you said. And they just sort of, there's a moment of like, wait, what? And they're like, oh no, we gotta fight. But they're like, they don't move though. They stay put. They're just getting ready to withstand, hold the line, essentially. All right, that brings us to the bandits' turn. So these bandits have formed this line in front of you. You see these 3 archers above. They start taking aim down at each of you that are up in the fray. So you're gonna go for one's gonna go for Cal, and definitely they're gonna miss. That's a 10.
Mm-hmm.
One's gonna go for McClear. That is that hits McClear. So you see McClear takes 8 points of damage as he's holding his axe and growling at these bandits, and an arrow just. And then the third one is going to go for Scarlet, who has, I'm going to say, has 2/3 cover because she's behind the shield wall. What's your AC, Scarlet?
15.
Okay, so that still hits, even though you have that cover. So Scarlet, you take 5 points of piercing damage as an arrow just narrowly skids across your shoulder. It doesn't pierce you, it just sort of slices into your shoulder, and you just have this gash now that's bleeding down.
Lovely.
Okay, so then that's the guards' turn. You see they all in unison move forward 5 feet just before the difficult terrain and just hold their line there. Kieran, you're up.
All right, so I'm 60 feet away from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So Kieran's gonna move action to dash up to the group. And then how far away are the archers on the wall?
The archers on the wall, if you get up to the group,
Yes.
They are about 20 feet away.
Okay, cool. So he's going to cast, what's it called again? Spiritual
weapon with bonus action.
Bonus action up on top behind one of them, and I imagine he's gonna go like left to right and just gonna try to like scythe them down.
Okay, go for an attack.
8.
That does not hit.
You don't say.
So you see, the guards see this too. There's just sort of all of this radiant tree up above. You see this scythe, familiar scythe go up. The archer, though dexterous as they are, just immediately drops down and just sort of looks up, and they pull another arrow out, ready to go into the next round. All right, we're going to start at the top of the order now with Scarlet. Cal, you're on deck.
Okay. So, theater of the mind. I'm behind the guards that are there. Mm-hmm. And the bandits are how far away now? About how many feet?
So the line of bandits
Yep.
is 15 feet away from you.
Perfect.
And then the archers are 20 feet away from you.
Perfect.
All
right. Let's see. Theoretically, if I was to throw a flame at somebody, would they catch on fire?
If they're wearing anything flammable, if it says that, and
Produce flame.
Produce flame. Check
flame.
in there if it says there's a chance of it for sure.
It just says if you cast this spell or as an action on a later turn, you can hurl the flame at a creature within 30 feet of you. It's a ranged spell attack. It doesn't say anything about catching fire.
Then it's not strong enough to light things on fire.
All right. Okay.
Fireball.
Yeah, I don't have that. All right. So.
I mean, if you're strategic with it and look for something that can be lit on fire, I might.
That was my next thought. Was there like a crate or a cart or something that's nearby that I could potentially light on fire?
So where the bandits are, if you can imagine it, the wall is cratered in. There's rock everywhere. There's 2 homes on the left and right. They're kind of nestled amongst rock. There really isn't like a cart right on them. Or anything necessarily that's going to light on fire.
Yeah, I don't want to set the houses on fire either. All right. Well, I'm just gonna. I don't want to get any closer, so I'm just gonna chuck a flame thing at somebody who's in front of me.
Do you want to chuck it at the archers, or do you want to chuck it at the line?
The strategic propane tank.
Let's go the. Let's do the archers.
Yeah. Okay. There's a propane tank just conveniently standing there that's leaking gas from an explosion.
All right. That is going to be a 15.
15, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
1d8 fire damage. 7 points fire damage.
Okay, so you see this, you kind of looking through the guards. They all step forward at once, giving you a clearer view of these archers. You send it flying. It goes and it hits this archer. Just roll me a d20 real quick.
Natural 1.
Okay, so it almost burns their bow and damages it.
Oh,
they
that would
just
have been cool.
manage to move it out of the way as this fire hits them right in the chest and just scorches their leather armor. And these fumes go up in their face, and they're just, and they get ready to shoot right at you because they're mad.
I just smile.
See the, all right. So that's going to bring us to Cal. So Cal, the bandits right now are about 10 feet away from you. The line of guards have just moved up right behind you, and or they actually kind of joined and kind of somewhat consumed you and McClear. So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna be real creative, and I'm going to stab.
So you're gonna rush forward and stab?
Right, because the one had stumbled to me. Is the ground still exploding?
So no, so Earth Tremor actually isn't like a concentrated thing. It happens once, and the difficult terrain happens because like stones get lifted up.
Yeah,
so it's just
if possible, I'd like to lunge forwards with a thrust and then like recover back into the guard line, unless they're that far ahead of it. I think we're like real close, aren't we?
You're real close. This is like pitched combat where it's just sort of these two lines that are pushing back and forth. You can definitely get forward and disengage or move back. There'll be an attack of opportunity on you, but you could definitely go in for a stab.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do, and I'll just take the attack of opportunity. I think I'll be fine.
Perfect. All right, so go ahead and roll an attack.
13.
13, that hits. So you find a spot where there's a hole in the very few shields that are lit up, and you just lunge forward to go for it. Go ahead and roll damage.
11.
11, nice. All right, so you go in, you just get a nice shot right around the shield into the gut of one of the bandits, and he just sort of collapses down. You see as you're sort of pull your blade back ready, you see guards or bandits, they pull his body in, they're like, he's injured. Do you want to try to move away from them now, back into the guard?
Yeah, line? I'll just do like a recovery step back into that line. No
So as you do that, one of them is going to lunge forward and go for an attack on you. That is a 17 to hit.
It does not hit.
All right. So you see, as you're moving back carefully, defensively, one comes forward with a hand axe and just brings it down. And it just narrowly misses. You just using the shield on the pommel of your blade, you knock it out of the way and retreat out back. The guards bring their shields forward in front of you. All right. That brings us to Wiswick.
All right. Wiswick is kind of finding himself like unprepared. He doesn't know what to do.
He's never been in a battle. This isn't a skirmish you guys have been in before. This is an actual battle.
Yeah, usually in this situation, when he sees lots of people, he runs. But he's out of spell slots of second levels, so his powers are like weakened. Is there any villagers that are maybe trapped or having issues that he might be able to save?
So you are looking behind you, and the villagers are there. They're collectively very frightened. You do notice that about half of them have peeled off and are starting to like cluster around the exit that's heading towards the circle of the market, even though there's danger happening there. And then you see the other half are kind of banging on the gatehouse of the Lord's Keep. As you see two guards there who are trying to keep them in order, and they themselves are kind of like banging on the door, trying to figure it out. So they're not currently the guard line is holding them off. You don't know what's going to happen. You look ahead of you, and since you're looking for kind of situations, there are two like sort of thin alleyways with the houses to the wall. So eventually these bandits could very easily start flanking if they go out these sideways. So use that information as you will. Sort of assume that was kind of a general perception check on your part of this situation.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. I think I would be looking around frantically. It's tough. I'm going to try and alert some of the guards to maybe create some of those blockades that we saw previously. Like, I know you said there weren't any like things lying around, but maybe it's hard to say. I'm just gonna try and get some of the men like who I recognize maybe around town since we've been here for a while, and just say,
Did Wiswick just freeze?
100% he just froze.
Right as he was going to deliver his speech to these guards.
Oh boy.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, there we go.
There you are.
So, do you want to try to talk to the 5 guards holding the line, or are you trying to look for like stronger individuals amongst the crowd, or are you thinking about those 2 guards trying to corral people over by the gatehouse?
That doesn't seem like any good options. Maybe I'll.
The villagers cluster are mostly the recovering sick, and those who are not able to fight. There, you spot a few people who look hardy. You know, some like young men and women who might be able to pick up a. You know, if you're able to inspire them, maybe pick up a broken leg, a chair leg or something, or a piece of debris, and get into the fray.
God, I'm no good at inspiring everything. I think I've already proved this, that my voice is loud enough.
All right, Wiswick, what do you want to do?
Okay, I'm going to try and get some of the villagers to watch those entrances.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for the strong, burly ones. I'm gonna be like, we need to protect ourselves. Go cover those alleyways.
Okay, so give me a charisma check. Or a persuasion check.
Okay, I got a 9.
Okay, so you turn back, you kind of looking forward and back, and you're seeing kind of the chaos of the situation. And you rush back, and you look, and you're spotting some of the younger, hardier men and women amongst this crowd who are just sort of holding on to their weaker loved ones. They're probably just trying to stay close to their loved ones to protect them. And you look around, and they just sort of, the bystander effect is happening as they're just sort of all looking to each other like, who's going to go? Who's going to go? Who's going to go? And no one goes to hold off the flanks. All right.
I think I'll just end my turn probably, like, continuing to try that. And,
Yeah.
like, even though no one's listening to me, I'm kind of, like, moving myself towards the flanks. Like, it's trying to get people to follow me. Like, I'm the one leading the charge, and just nobody's listening.
Let's go, guys!
Jesus.
All right, so that is the bandits' turn. So you see the 3 bandits, they're going to take aim. They're analyzing the situation. They can see, they look back. One of them, the one that Scarlet just barely missed, is going to lock their eyes on her. You see it's like this, it appears to be either a human, half-elf, or elven woman with a mask over her face. Some half-elf ears pointing out. She just locks eyes on you, and her attack misses because that's a natural 3.
Nice.
As you just sort of lock eyes as the arrow flies, and it just... The other 2 are going to go for one for Cal and one for McLear. So that is that's a 12 to hit Cal. It's going to miss, I assume. They're hitting McLear.
No. He's the only one here I like.
So that's going to be 5 points damage
Me,
to
not
McLear. As another arrow right into the side of McLear. Which brings us to McLear's turn, who is going to rush forward and try to sort of break the line of the central point of this barricade of bandits. Big ass swing, that natural 20 kind of swing, as he just brings his great axe around and just trying to clear out this front line.
Yeah, buddy.
So wait, what does a natural 20 do again?
Shut the heck up.
I don't think it does anything. I think it just hits.
That makes sense. Why should one number be more important than others?
Yeah, technically they all have the same chance of being rolled.
Ooh. So he just swings, and you see these shields go flying as 2 men are taken down immediately. Just an axe into one's chest, axe into the other's chest. As they collapse to the ground, and McLear just... and then himself backs away to try to re-enter the shield wall. And these soldiers, having moving forward as well, are going to try to bring him into the shield wall and prevent attacks on him. and that is a natural run for the opportunity attack. So McClear just dodges out of the way as a spear goes by and a hand axe flies past him and hits into the shield of one of the guards and just drops to the ground uselessly as McClear enters the shield wall. All right.
Fucking cowboy.
That brings it to Huron's turn.
I don't know who that is. Looking at McClear, is he badly injured or just like?
He's badly injured. He's you can see he's unarmored entirely.
Right.
And like he's actually like wearing just like a loose tunic and normal clothes, and he just has this great axe on him. And he's got an arrow here and an arrow here that are bleeding, and the tunic is covered in blood. He's taken like 15 damage, I think.
Gotcha. All right. So I guess this is kind of a little mechanics check. So using spirit weapon, so I cast it, and then as a bonus action, I can move it and have it attack. Is that considered a spell, or is that just like an action, a bonus action?
It's considered. I would say it's just considered bonus action.
All right, cool. Then I'm going to send that spirit weapon off to the archer that hit McClear, trying to take off his head.
Go for it. Roll to attack.
Come on. Fucking 10.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
No. Well, we're going to still try to heal McClear
Okay.
with first level inflict wounds. Nope, cure wounds. See what I did there?
You want to kill McClear? McClear, you're getting too much attention.
Yeah, right? Jesus Christ. 5 points of healing.
Everything helps. As you you put your hand onto McClear's side, the surging light of Ivania goes through his veins, and you watch as the arrows pop out of his chest, and you see some of the blood comes back in. Not all of it. His chest is still bloodied, mingled with his own blood and the blood of the several men he has axed.
Right.
As he's just ready to go back in. His stamina
Get out there,
increased.
cowboy.
I'm a fucking cowboy.
Yeah, we heard you the first few times.
That's all he can say. He's like a Pokemon. All right, so that brings us to the top of the order with Scarlet.
I gotta shoot him some more lines.
Yeah, teach him more fun one-liners.
Yeah.
He's a blank canvas for the party. He's their best friend, so put everything you want into the player.
All right. That archer that fired at me, she's still alive, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
She hasn't taken any damage.
All right. I want to.
Oh, wait, no, she took some damage from the fire.
Yeah, I hit her last time. I want to just look up at her and like kind of like half smile, and I want to huck another flame at her.
Go for it. Give me a ranged spell attack.
Yeah.
There's a rivalry happening here.
25.
That definitely hits.
Yeah. All right. 8 points of fire damage.
All right. How do you want to kill this archer?
Oh, yes. Let's see. Can we make the bow and stuff burn like we were gonna do last time and it didn't work?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to do that.
All right, so you see you're the fray of McClear and Cal moving forward, going for their attacks and just dodging it as this line of bandits is getting ready to push forward. You look up just in time to see her pulling her bow back. You launch the fireball instinctively towards her. It goes, and before she can pull the bow up, it shoots through the bow, shattering it in two pieces and lighting it on fire as the arrow collapses to the ground, sort of flies up in the air into the distance, and hits someone in the alley. As the fire just then it erupts over her chest and into her face, burning away the mask. You can see her face melting as she falls to the ground, dead.
Nice.
All right, so that is your action. You still have a bonus action and movement.
If I was to throw a dagger with my offhand, could that count as two-handed, or is it only melee attacks for?
No, you can throw with your bonus action.
Yeah. Okay. So I would like to throw one of my daggers at the closest bandit who's in front of me.
Okay, go for it.
Another 25.
Nice, roll damage.
Sneak attack.
No, it's engaged.
Okay. 7 points of piercing damage.
You don't add your modifier.
Oh, that's
to
right. That's right. Just 3 points then.
Okay. So you watch as the archer just erupts into flames, and you see the bandits. They all look back, and they get tighter together. And you just sort of look up, and you see the fire, and it's dazzling. You see, and just as someone looks back forward, it just... It does not take him down to his knees, but it does deal some damage as he rips the dagger out. All right. Cal, you're up.
Well done, Sergeant! I shout to my right as I repeat the same maneuver, just trying to inflict some more, take out a few more of these guys before they finally impact the wall. Fundamentally.
Go for it.
That's a 21.
All right, roll some damage.
That's a 13.
All right, so you see they've sort of been chopped down by McClear. You see the dagger's gone into one of them. You pinpoint the one with the dagger. You rush forward, seeing Scarlet having hit them. Your instincts kick in, and you just go for it. Rapier into their chest, killing that bandit as they drop Scarlet's dagger and fall to the ground. Would you like to move back away and try to...
Yes, I recover perfectly.
Okay. So the attack of opportunity.
I may as well be on a balance beam. That's how,
That is a natural one as they fail hard to try to attack you. Some of them actually trip and fall forward onto the ground as they're just desperately trying to swing. They have the numbers, but the strategy is on your side.
For their failure, I do a cool salute with my blade that gets the blood off it.
As the shields come around you.
Yeah, exactly. I stand there and I go whoosh with my blade, and then the shields close again around me, and it's real cool looking.
So at this point, there are 10 bandits left, and 2 of the archers are still up there, as the bandits are starting to look around and trying to rethink their strategy. Which brings us to Wiswick's turn.
Okay. I look down the alleyways, or alleyway, whatever I'm in front of.
Mm-hmm. You see, in the alleyway, you see a what looks like a 16-year-old boy holding on tightly to his 10-year-old sister as they're just sort of hiding from the bandits and trying not to be seen. It's about 30 feet down to the turn that leads into the fray where the bandits are.
Don't think about the
Okay.
fireball.
I wish I had a fireball at this moment. Not for these kids, but for something else. I think I'm going... well, there's no immediate danger coming out of those alleyways, right?
Not
Or
right
did
now.
I only check one?
You only checked one.
Okay.
You don't have enough movement to check the other one.
Okay. I'm going to take the what's called I'm gonna go up to the kids and I'm gonna say, "Hello there, I'm here to help. Where are your parents?"
Okay. So the the younger girl does not respond at all. She's just hugging into the chest of her older brother, face buried in his chest. As he's just holding the back of her head, and he's shaking. He just sort of looks past you, and just points back to the circle of the ash.
They left you here?
They're dead. They were one of the first cut down.
I'm really sorry. Look, you're gonna be well taken care of. You just stay hidden.
Who are they? Why are they attacking?
They're brigands, jerks, meanies.
Should we stay here or should we run?
Wiswick pauses, asking himself that question, and then he says, "We're gonna get through this. You stay here where I know you are, and I'll keep you safe." And with the newfound bravery, he's gonna step out of the what's called the alleyway and attempt to shoot the nearest enemy with a chill touch cantrip. 120 feet.
All right.
Maximum distance.
All right. Do you want to go for one of the archers, or do you want to go for one of the bandits?
Archers.
Go. All right. Is that a save or a attack roll?
Don't know. Never cast it. It's a ranged spell attack.
All right. So go ahead and give me a ranged spell attack.
Okay. Just for flavor, I saw that fire was working pretty well on them. Maybe I caught like the glimpse of some burning faced dude falling off the edge. So I'm going to turn that chill touch into a 0 chill touch and make it do fire damage.
All right. Go for it.
That is a total 11.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Well, I tried.
So, with his brave moment, just releasing this spectral hand that erupts into flame and just goes for a swipe on the archer. The archer just sort of like dodges out of the way. They're very perplexed about all the magic happening. They did not expect there to be so many magic users amongst this town.
Well,
As
these
they are
kids are dead.
at the very. Oh shit! They might be. All right, Wizbek, that's the end of your turn. Anything else?
No, I think I'm gonna kind of try and stay close to the alleyway to make sure the kids feel safe.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the 2 archers are going to go for the line now, noticing that this is sort of providing some level of protection for you, but also because you're all behind the line, they're just going to go for the guards in the line. First one's going to hit. Second one is going to miss. That is 5 points of damage. That's 100. All right, so you see the arrow, one just spatters across the shield. Another one just barely gets over the shield and just skids across the shoulder of one of the guards. And the shield line just falls for 1 second. And in that 1 second, you see a bandit rush forward and try to go for a strike onto that guard. They're going to clash into the shield wall and just start trying to swing the axe over the top of it. They're just keeping them off of it and trying to shove them back. And the guard, just the shield pushes the bandit back, and he falls back about 5 feet, which gives the 2 next to him both an attack of opportunity on that bandit. First one's going to hit. Second one is going to hit as these 2 guards step forward and bury 2 swords right into this bandit who tried to lunge forward. And surgical. Like, these are probably the 5 best trained guards in this town, and maybe it's because they're joined by the heroes of Magonset why they're so inspired. But the guard who took
it's not us.
It's probably
Yeah.
But he pushes this guy back. The 2 step forward, bury their swords right into his chest as he's just pukes up some blood, and rip their swords out and pull back into the line. The other bandits are all like, as you see. 2 and 2, 2 bandits on each side go down the alleyways to try to move in to flank, leaving an equal line of 5 bandits and 5 guards, 2 archers, as those 4 go around to start doing to attempt to go for a flank. Wiswick, having retreated over to the alley, you do hear the 2 on that side coming towards you. They'll definitely be upon those 2 children on the next round. All right, that is their turn. The guards moving the shield wall 5 feet forward, leaving only a 10-foot gap between them and the line of bandits.
Spartans, what is your profession?
Bringing us to Kieran's turn.
Is anybody taking, sorry to interrupt, is anybody taking bludgeoning damage for being in the difficult terrain?
No. They only take it on the casting, not the...
Not the subsequent?
Yeah, because the effect happens, which we didn't do the proper rules for the bandits to take damage. But once the effect happens, it essentially disrupts the earth. So the guards are moving over. They're on top of it right now.
Okay.
So it's difficult terrain for them.
Yeah.
But they're keeping their line.
But the damage was just at the beginning of the spell.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
All right, Kieran, you're up.
All right, so you'd start off with like this like skill challenge kind of thing, and I want to play into that. So can Kieran make a perception check to kind of identify a weakness in this line?
Absolutely.
And then send his spirit glaive, spiraling in to disrupt it.
Absolutely. Give me a perception check.
All right, there we go. Finally getting good rolls, even though I don't need it. 26.
Okay, so you notice that there's a line of 5 bandits. 3 of them have shields, and they're sort of pushing those shields forward, while 2 are in between them with long swords, sort of being ready. Those in between men are the weakest and the most exposed. So you have a choice essentially with that high perception roll. You can send the glaive to try to take out one of these more weaker guys, or you could try to break the line further by going after one of the shield men. You have advantage on the attack because of the roll.
Yes. Definitely gonna break that line if I can. 24.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
10.
10. All right. So you watch. For those of you up in the fray of it, you see as this glaive that has been attempting to cut through these archers keeps missing. You see Kieran just sort of analyzes the field, and then suddenly the glaive barrels down the rubble and hits right into the back of the one of the shieldmen of the wall of bandits, who is pushed forward. They're not in range of anyone, but they've broken the wall for a moment, and the shield wall is less strong on the bandit side at this point, to the point where Cal and McClear can get up and attack this bandit without provoking an attack of opportunity. Which brings us to Scarlet's turn.
Okay.
You could also do that, Scarlet. You can go through the line and attack this guy without an attack of opportunity coming from the line.
Yeah. I think first I want to aim another produce flame at one of the archers.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a spell attack roll.
15.
That just hits.
Cool. 2 points of fire damage.
All right.
Not great.
So you watch one of the archers are pulling their bowstrings back as they see their own line weakening, kind of looking to left and right, seeing their men go to try to flank. And they're getting ready to loose more arrows as your flame just hits the guy in the shoulder, and it just singes his armor, but shakes it off.
Okay. For my bonus action or movement and bonus action, I want to lunge forward and try and break that line forward and use my offhand to stabby stab.
All right, go ahead and stab this guy.
24.
Oh, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
1 point of piercing damage.
Okay. So you see this guy has collapsed forward, and he's just exposed there, and you rush forward, but you kind of you almost aren't used to your own effect, and you kind of lose your footing as you're moving over the difficult terrain, pushing through the guard. And you just go for a stab, but his armor just barely deflects it, but you do find a little bit of purchase, dealing that 1 point of damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to stay in front of the line out in the field?
No, I want to back up. Well, before I back up, where's my other dagger? Is it within reach? Would I have to search for it?
You would have to search for it. You don't have time.
I don't have time to do that. Okay. Yeah, then I'll back up.
Okay. Cal, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to actually, because there were 5 guards left in the shield wall. One of them just got glaive and spilled over.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a gap, one might say.
So if you were to look at it, there are 4 men up there. One of the shield men fell forward to break the line. He is in between the 2 lines. He's exposed.
Right.
But there is a gap.
I'm actually going to then go. Let's something like that's it, boys. Let's go. And I'm gonna charge out. I was trying to come up with something better. I'm gonna charge out.
Spearhead.
And exactly. I'm gonna shoulder my way through that gap. Basically, I'm trying to really break the shield wall now and attack one of them from behind.
All right. So then I'll ask you to give me a persuasion check with advantage, and then an attack roll onto
I was
one
hoping
of
they
the.
would just follow me since we're all fighting.
Yeah, they're going
Well, their turn is coming up, so they probably will follow you.
I would
the
hope.
flying V.
It's a 10 plus whatever the hell. It's 13.
All right. So as you do this, you hear the guards behind you all give you a unified grunt and shout as they all pull. As they break their own line and begin getting ready to charge forward into the bandits.
Nice.
Which will happen on their turn. And they are going to be inspired.
Do I get to attack one of them from behind?
Yes, you do. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
It's a nat 20, baby.
All right. So how do you want to kill this this frightened this bandit is frightened by your confidence. How do you want to bring him down?
Yeah. Okay. So I run into this gap in the shield wall, and I assume in my head they were like kind of starting to close it up, but it's not closed. So I like shoulder my way through it, and as I shoulder my way through it, I do like a bit of a pivot and just whip my rapier across one of their jugulars.
Okay.
And then like recover into stance.
Absolutely. So you rush forward, and you push through the line. You essentially leap over the felled bandit and push through the two that don't have shields, so that they're knocked to the side. And as they're trying to recover from the surprise of your confidence, you just bring your blade up and bring right across the neck as it just, and the other one just looks terrified of you. As the two with shields are like, and the ones with the archers are like, we gotta kill this guy.
I'd like
all
to
right.
see
Anything
them
else?
try. No.
All right. So McClear, following the inspirational words of Cal, rushes forward and sinks his axe into the guy on the ground, just as he did the other
That's
guy
what I
who
figured.
fell. As the guy is like crawling away as it just sinks right into his back and just lets out one last blood-curdling scream as he collapses, and McClear rips his axe out and just starts walking slowly towards the remaining bandits as his men follow behind him. So then the Wiswick, it's your turn.
Wiswick, seeing that he's in the back, decides he's going to attempt to cast Minor Illusion using the bandit leader's voice that he heard previously in the last fight, and just make him scream out behind the line. So it's like behind most of the bandits. Retreat! Or whatever is his voice. I don't know what it was, but...
All right, give me a performance check with advantage.
Okay. Well, I was thinking deception, but they're both 0 for me.
No,
So
you could do deception or performance.
I got a 15.
Okay, so those of you in the front line, you don't even know that Wiswick did this. You just hear a voice similar to the bandit captain in the previous fight, somewhere behind the rubble of the wall, yelling out, "Retreat! Retreat!" As the bandits start to look to each other confused as they're trying to back away from Cal and McClear and the now charging line of soldiers. Which brings us to the bandits' turn. So, let's go to general. Oh, yeah, they believe you. So the archers just let off what last round of arrows, trying to go for. They really don't even know who they're going for. They're just firing into the onslaught. First one misses. Second one is going to hit as the charge happens, and one of the guards. You see the line of guards moving forward, broken their shield line. They're going in, and one guard takes an arrow right to the middle of the chest. As he's charging forward, falls to the ground. He's not dead necessarily, but he's fallen to the ground as these two archers are backing up. The three remaining bandits are starting to back away as well. They're trying to flee. McClear and Cal are going to get attacks of opportunity as they're trying to flee.
It's a 24.
24. Okay, that definitely hits. So go ahead and roll damage.
It's a 12.
12. All right, so you take out another bandit as they're trying to leave. How do you kill this guy?
I'm not really in the mood to be clever. I feel like I'm moving quick, so I don't know. I just a savage thrust to the chest.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so as this guy is trying to turn and run, you just dash, get the right moment, and you just pierce his chest right through his armor as he sinks to the ground. The two shielded bandits get through the rubble. The archers get through the rubble as they're fleeing away. You have an opportunity at this point to pin or at least stave off the exit for the bandits that went down the alleyways. So you watch the guards. The guards at this point, they kind of flank into the alleyways, creating a line of two going in, trying to push trying to catch up to the bandits on the side to stop them from getting to the courtyard. So essentially, a skirmish happens on each side as 2-on-2 guards bandits happens, and you guys can do as you wish to support them. Okay. All right, so you see on the left side there, the guards on the left side have crashed into the bandits. We're hacking at them with these savage attacks with their great axes. They are breaking the line a little bit on the left. On the right, the guards are pushing the bandits back, and they're successfully getting them. So, Curon, you are up. The guards on the left seem to be the ones who need the most help.
Quickly gonna look down at the guard that took an arrow. How's he doing?
The guard that took the arrow is breathing hoarsely, and there's some blood coming out of the dent in his chest, his breastplate. He is definitely on death's door, but he is okay for now.
All right.
He won't die in the next 6 seconds.
Right. So Kieran's gonna move towards that left, and then how many spell slots I got? With one movement, would I be able to move into that fray?
Yes.
All right. So Kieran's gonna walk in between the two guards and just try to lay hands on one of the guys and inflict wounds at first level.
All right, go for it. I'll say with advantage because they're in this fray. Because Kieran did some serious tactical analysis.
Well, 16 plus 6, 22.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
D10s. 10, 18, 21 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. So what I'm going to say happens is you rush forward. You see these guards. Their shields are getting dented. You see an axe rips across the side of one of the guards as he drops his shield and they're about to go for a killing blow. You push through the guards and you just unleash the surge into these two bandits of necrotic, this white, much more frightening white and green light emanating from your palms lighting up underneath their skin, shooting their veins black as their eyes turn black and the blood comes out of their mouths as they collapse to the ground. You've successfully saved these two guards as the two guards on the other side take care of that. Take care of the two bandits over there, bringing
Any
us.
other bandits?
At this point, the only bandits left are retreating.
Okay.
And not a calm, but a tense post-fight takes over the courtyard as everyone's breathing heavily. The villagers in the back are starting to kind of get a little bit more confidence as they move forward, trying to look for any dead that they can help. What would you like to do?
I want to start moving to the. First, I want to find my other dagger. Okay. Then I want to move to the corpses of the bandits, and I'm checking their face and I'm checking their hands.
Okay, give me an investigation check. At this point, the guards are going into secure mode, and they start to look for different things to seal off the breach and whatnot.
13.
You see, two of them actually run off to the circle of the hearth, going to look, or the circle of market to investigate that situation. What did you get?
13.
Okay, so it takes you a little while. You pull off any masks they might have. You do not find any burned handprints in their faces or on their hands, other than a few that you unleashed fire onto their
New
face.
ones, yeah.
It's all fresh burns, I'll say.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there still the sound of combat coming from the circle of the market?
Give me a perception check.
11.
11. It's hard to tell. You can tell that the fires are still going in the circle of the market, but you don't really hear any sort of clashing of weaponry or shouts. There seems to only be from what you can tell, it seems like the battle is probably over or ending.
All right. Then Kieran's gonna move over to the injured Brosif, and would a medicine check be good enough to just take out the arrow, patch the wound, and be like, you're good for now?
Absolutely.
Let's not waste another spell slot. 10.
10. Okay, so you're able to pull the arrow out and sort of use what you have on you to close up the wound to make sure that he can lift himself up and the other guards can help him and keep him from getting any worse and stave off any future infection.
Dope.
Do we
Silent
recognize
killing.
any of these bandits?
I would say I don't. Not the ones here. I'd say if you took the time to look at them, some of them might seem familiar. I'd say for Cal, or someone specifically wanted to commit. Yeah, Wiswick, you wanted to commit that one bandit's facial features to memory. If you were to go up and look amongst the group, you would find that bandit was one of the three archers.
Okay.
The one that was laughing maniacally when they were burning down the farmhouse a few sessions ago. Seems like he has died.
I think.
Or no, never mind. He didn't die. Yeah, he didn't die, actually. I would say you would have recognized him as they were retreating, but the two archers got away, actually. It was just the elven archer that died.
So, which way are they retreating to?
They're retreating out of the gap, which is directly across from you, and into the, which I guess they would be retreating, we're in the circle of the hearth, then they are retreating, say, roughly northeast. Then they might curve up north, because northeast is just going to lead them to the river and the lake if they go too far.
I think Wiswick's gonna grab those two kids, tell them to follow him.
Okay.
And then he's gonna try and corral some of the village folk in an attempt to have them all come back to our defensive position. I'm gonna try and convince, maybe bring a couple with me and try and convince the guards to let some of the villagers in, so that way they're safe.
And it's at that point you see the gates open to the gatehouse. You see two guards come out. They don't let people in, though, as these people start to corral up to them and push towards the gates. But these two guards are stopping everyone at the gate, holding their shields up, just saying, "No entry, no entry. We've just come out to support." But they're not letting anyone into the Lord's Manor's courtyard or barricaded courtyard. But you're able to get generally the villagers are seemingly safe in the position they're in right now. What would you all like to do?
Cal. Yeah, I probably would have actually followed the bandits to the breach and held it until the guards could start actually securing it.
Okay, easy enough to do. You watch the bandits fleeing into the night. They get out of torchlight, and you don't see which direction they head in. You just know they fled directly away. But you're able to hold until the bandits find, barrels, whatever infrastructure they can to drag up, seal off this breach as they can. It's at this point that you see several guards come into the courtyard from the circle of the market. There's about 6 of them that come in, sort of like looking. They're covered in blood. Like there was a vicious battle that happened in the other courtyard. And they're just sort of looking around, checking to make sure this courtyard is secured. As you see, behind them comes out the wood elf captain, Valen, who is their hood is actually down because of the fight. As they're holding a 2 very long elvish knives, essentially, and they what you see for what their face looks like, since this is the first time you've seen them, is their skin is a light. Thank you, Alex. Their skin is a light, sort of a slightly orange-hued, brownish skin. Their eyes are bright yellow.
Perhaps a burnt sienna, skin-wise.
Yeah, a burnt sienna color. A burnt umber. And you see on their head, their forehead turns to bark rather quickly, and then comes out into these 2 large branch-like antlers. That actually, you can see one of them has a little leaf on it. And their hair is a dark moss green that's held up tight in a bun in the back. As they're just looking about, and you can see a cut across their cheek down through their lip. Their blades are bloodied. Their entire armor is bloodied as they're looking about, and they dart towards the Lord's manor.
Is the general around?
You do not see the general.
Wiswick's firefighting with prestidigitation.
Okay. There are less fires here, so I'd say you're able to put them out because they're mostly just from whatever explosion destroyed this wall.
Yeah,
so
I'd say
just...
as soon as he finishes here, he would just tell the others that he's gonna go ahead and help the rest of the town.
Okay.
Yeah, Kieran would go assist. However, he would use create water.
All right. So that is definitely effective. I'd say combining those 2, you're definitely able to put out the very small amount of fires that are in this courtyard. This is the least damaged by fire courtyard.
Right. So no, Kieran would save this since it's a spell slot. He would save it for a large fire.
All right. So then your best use for that, based on a quick analysis,
right,
is probably the circle of the market. Where this seems to have been hit the hardest.
So as like the wood elf captain's going by, Kieran would just walk past him, maybe give him a nod if he's even paying attention, and go into the circle of the market.
Okay. When you get into the circle of the market, and anyone who wants to can follow Kieran, it is a massacre in there. There are several dozen dead villagers. It seems as though those who fled your courtyard fled directly into a pitched battle, and there's almost no survivors from those civilians. They're littered with arrows and slash marks. There are some survivors who are tending to wounded, but there's just bodies everywhere. There's the largest fires are here. It seems like the guards had the, metagame. They didn't have the heroes of Magonset on their side, so they had a harder time beating back the bandits. There's significantly more damage.
Where was the general during all this?
You don't see the general when you get to the courtyard.
Were the guards able to take any of the bandits alive, or is everybody dead?
The only bandit that was taken alive was the one you guys secured in the other courtyard.
Okay.
You do not see the general when you enter the corridor. You see some severely wounded guards trying to push a cart in front of the broken gate, and several civilians tending to the fires, tending to the sick, tending to the dead. You actually see Wyla has entered into this courtyard. She saw you run into this courtyard and followed after you. She immediately starts comforting those who are weeping over their dead relatives, tending to the sick, attempting to heal whoever she can. Do you want to use your create water on the fires here? Because they're near the gatehouse. The fires are roaring here. They're
All right, so
very close to catching other buildings.
Yeah, we'll cast it at second level, so that's radius of 35 feet. Let me just double check that. You create up to 10 gallons. Alternatively, the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube. But then at higher level, it's by 5 feet. So 35-foot cube of rain over the fire.
Yeah, so that's definitely, if you see where the fires are, you can put it in a position that's going to be maximum effect. That combined with villagers who are attempting to put out the fires as well takes a while, but the fires are kept from spreading, and eventually, as the rain falls, the magical rain falls, the fires just slowly smout to just cinders and smoke billowing up. As there's, if you were to look at the city, the town from above, you'd see two thick billows of smoke. One coming from the circle of the hearth, one from the circle of ash, and then just sort of the gaping hole in the wall in the circle of the hearth. Yes, the circle of market. Sorry, was the first one. So you have successfully put out the fires. The dead are being tended to. What else would you all like to do?
I want to go over to Cal, knowing that there was a lot of death around here and he might not be holding up well. So I'm going to go find him.
Cal, I'd like you to give me a wisdom saving throw with, just a wisdom saving throw.
13.
13, okay. So it's, I gotta stop that one. So you've successfully held off the line, the gap, as these barrels and other crates are being piled up. Two guards pull out crossbows, and they're just sort of keeping an eye out. You see one of them has actually climbed up onto the wall and is keeping an eye out. You know this is secure. You turn around and you just see the absolute debris and rubble all around. You see it's the bodies of the bandits do not bother you as much as they would if you had rolled lower. But you see the sort of the guard who got the arrow being pulled away, and you see just a few civilian bodies around, and it doesn't cripple you to the point where you're catatonic, but it has a significant effect on you.
Okay.
So you made your save, but it's a lot.
Okay, so I will go up and just like wiping the blood off my face. How are you holding up?
Cal, he's kind of like, he hasn't stopped moving. He's not really doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, wiping his blade, but like more than he needs to, and like, avoiding looking at you especially, but also the stuff around him. Or trying to, doing a poor job of it maybe. And he goes, "I'm fine, thank you." He's
I don't believe that for a second.
You see him look up, and he meets your eyes, and his face is kind of schooled to this like mask, like he's trying to maintain kind of emotionlessness, but there's like a pretty consistent like quiver in his, I guess, jaw, lips, mouth, I don't know,
lower lip,
that he's like, and when he breathes in, he does that kind of like
trying to hold it together,
staving off a panic attack essentially.
yeah
I'll be fine. These
duty before honor, remember.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and like kind of looks down at the ground, and then like taps you once or twice. He goes, I'll talk to you later about it."
As before he steps away from you, kind of coming from around him, you see McClear kind of steps into the fray. McClear's like tunic is ripped open on the center, essentially, just exposing McClear's glory. But he's
a lot of hair. Ursine man.
Oh, he is an Ursine man. Yeah, just ginger hair on that chest all over the place. He is not Ed Sheeran. he is Tormund Giantsbane essentially. As he comes around though, and there's a moment, Cal, where his hand clasps onto your back. He's covered in blood. He's dropped his axe already. He turns, sort of pivots around you, puts a hand on Scarlet's shoulder, he grabs the back of your head, Cal, and pulls it into his, and just forehead to forehead, just thank you, brother. And kind of even like almost casts your head away as he sits down and just immediately starts breathing heavily, like it's the first moment he's back from the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Just a point of solidarity from him.
Right. I start to walk past him, but I leave a hand on his shoulder like the whole time that I walk past him, you know.
And he just sort of clasps your arm as it leaves him. As he just.
Claire, have you seen the general?
I can't so have. I was in the temple. I came over here. Must have been in the circle of the hearth. Or the circle of the market. I saw his wood elf ran to the keep, but...
Yes, I saw him too, but I did not see the general.
He's either in the hearth, he's either in the keep or the barracks or the market. I can't tell you.
You fought well.
As you and that one kept me alive.
Kept each other alive.
As he just sort of falls back and just is laying on his back and just and then just hands to the face, like blood kind of smearing across his face. Post-battle, just anxiety. The guards are just sort of on high alert. The villagers are starting to kind of spreading back. They're tending to whatever they can. Some of them are retreating back into the other circles to see if they can help find a semblance of reality, find their loved ones. What else would you like to do?
Wiswick would like to return to the original location we were at. I think it was the hearth, and maybe try and find what's left of that bandit captain to see if there's any clues on him. If the guards are there, point him out to them. Yeah. And he's also probably, after casting a lot of prestidigitations, feeling exhausted and probably having a drink.
Absolutely. So you enter into it, and this circle, the circle of the ash, is the most secure at this point because it was the bandits were staved off first. The guards have successfully piled up and reinforced the cart that is pushed against the broken gate. They're alert, standing on top of the wall, looking down, keeping an eye out. There's more guards that have come in. You notice a lot of villagers have actually coalesced into the courtyard of the ash in the center, feeling like it's the only safe place they can go to at this point. But you find the bandit captain. Give me an investigation check.
Sure. Hey. What's my modifier?
That's how Wiswick rolls his dice.
What, move everything and then roll my dice?
No, it just sounded... Never mind. Okay.
I got a 13.
Okay. So you find, specifically, you find two things on this bandit captain. You find a sack of 50 gold. And then you also find this, it's a rolled up scroll. It's not a spell. But when you open it up, it has these arcane sigils on it. There's 4 of them. They are not spell equations like you're used to seeing on scrolls like this. They are just sigils.
Have I seen these sigils before? Perhaps on the rocks or anywhere else? Can I roll an Arcana check to decipher them?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Oh no, natural 1.
No.
You've never seen these sigils ever in your life.
Damn it.
Are these even symbols?
yeah, I roll up the thing, tuck it away in my trench coat, and then I want to cut this guy's head off.
Okay. Do you have something to cut his head off? You have a
I
dagger or something?
probably do.
Oh.
Pickaxe. Yeah, I have a shovel.
I mean, you can ask. You can ask one of the guards to, if you want, or you can take the time to gruesomely do it with the
No,
shovel.
use the shovel. Yeah, just put it on his neck and then jump on it a couple times.
Yeah, like a pogo stick.
Yeah.
You can do that if you want. I'd say it's not going to be as clean of a cut compared to.
Yeah,
guard
no,
slicing off
I think I'm not that gory. I kind of just get it. So I'll call a guard over and just be like, I want this one's head.
Why?
Because he was the leader. I want to show them that we were the ones who took care of it.
Give me your persuasion roll.
Damn it. I got a 7.
He's like, I've got business. I've got to watch. I can't.
Just hand me the dagger.
He just hands you a dagger and just walks off to go and tend to the rest of the circle. So you can use that dagger to take some time to cut the head off.
I think he kind of just demoralized me. Like, I thought it was a cool idea.
He made you
first,
feel
and
weird
then I
about
was
it.
like,
So you got a free dagger out of it.
You did get a free dagger out of it.
I pocket the dagger.
The guard kind of looks back like, the fuck? Dagger? This circle is very quiet. You see people are starting to move in and start to gather things. They don't really know what they're doing, so some of them are just picking up like debris and just walking it over and dropping it in another spot, like unsure of what to do. It's like that picture from post World War II of that like old German woman who's in the shovel in the debris of Berlin, just like not really knowing what she's even doing with it.
While
Huron,
I'm
what do
there,
you- yeah.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to check the Dragonborn lady as well.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check. Huron, you are in the market circle. Is there anything you'd like to do?
21.
I guess. You want to just
On the Dragonborn woman, I mean, you find her buckler, you find her her war axe. She's pretty bare, other than that, though. They tend not to come in with gold or personal items when they go into raid. It's usually just weaponry. So you find a war axe, a buckler, and a couple of knives, daggers stored away just in case.
Okay.
You've never seen a Dragonborn, though, too.
Yeah.
So this is a peculiar sight for you. She
cut
has
off
these
her head.
brilliant red scales. She has these flared out horns at the back that kind of, there's a cluster of them that come back. It's a very interesting humanoid that you've never seen before. I mean, you've heard about Dragonborn, but you've never seen one.
I think I kind of just like, at first I'm taken aback from her, but eventually I get over the fear because she's like dead on the floor. So, I just search her body and then like quickly pay it no mind and pretend that it's just like something normal that I'm not used to. It's just another thing, chalk it up to the list. And I'm going to probably head to the barracks to see, or where everyone else is, where I think everybody went group. Maybe I'll even just stay here and see if everybody comes together, because I have a feeling that the general might show up if I stay here with the leader.
So what is everyone doing at this point? So Huron, you're in the circle of the market. Cal, I'm assuming you've stepped aside or even are heading towards the manor.
I was actually just gonna go help people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You'll notice there's probably more help that can be done in the circle of the market than in the circle of the hearth. So you head there. Scarlet, what do you want to do?
I'll follow Cal.
Okay. So, Wiswick, when you enter into the square, you notice Scarlet and Cal both heading towards the Circle of the Market.
I think I'm kind of exhausted from casting spells, so I'm just gonna yell out to those two. Hey, I'm gonna go look for the general. I'll meet up with you later.
All right.
So, you acknowledge it. Wiswick, where do you want to go then?
I guess the direction where I saw the elf heading.
Okay. So, Kieran, while you're tending to folks, you see Cal and Scarlet walk in and begin helping with things. You three are gathered together now. If you want to talk about what you might want to do, Wiswick, when you get up to the gatehouse, the crowds have stopped trying to push in now that they somewhat feel safe. So they've started to sort of mindlessly go about trying to deal with their trauma. The guards are still posted there. You notice through them, you can see the elf is actually stepping out of the manor, holding up Captain Amara, who is covered in blood from head to toe, very much like McClear. She has her great sword kind of dragging on the ground, covered in blood, dripping blood, as the wood elf is kind of helping her and has a hand to her chest as you see some green energy going in as some of this blood goes back into her body, but they're just sort of stepping out and stopping up at the top of the steps outside, kind of recuperating and looking out. You do not see the general.
Is she conscious?
She is conscious. She's got like one eye that's blackened and bloodied closed, one eye open. She's very Goku after a fight. as Valen is holding her up and trying to tend to her wounds.
Giving her a sensu bean. I'm gonna go over to her and look up into her eye that's like working, and I say, we defeated the leader. I have news for the general. Where is he?
He's in the. He looks to Valen, who just looks down. He's in the barracks. The last I saw, he was fighting off the shadow.
The one with the yellow cloak?
I don't know. I had to fight off 2 assassins to get out of there. The general, last I saw, he was fighting. I had to go help the people. He was fighting. He commanded me to go. I took care of an assassin and a few bandits who had come into this building. There's a few dead servants, but they're all dead. She took care of that. Amara spits blood out onto the steps and just. Valen, we must check on the general. No. Rest.
Yeah, I'll go.
Can you go?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I run off.
Scarlet, Kieran, and Cal, what would you like to do? By the way, sorry, Alex. Timber will be back in the morning. But you three, what would you like to do? You are helping individuals at this point. Wiswick will be in the courtyard in the next 5 minutes or so.
Oh, then I'm just gonna help individuals until Wiswick arrives.
Yes.
Yeah, Kieran would have that be his priority.
Absolutely. So you each are kind of going through each of them, pressing on wounds, wrapping things up, doing what you can before Wiswick comes rushing in. Wiswick, this is the first time you're seeing this courtyard. I guess for Cal and Scarlet was the first time too, as you just see massacre. Small fires are still here and there, but the large fires were put out by Kieran. Guards are still struggling to kind of seal up the gates. This area is definitely still not secure. but there's no sign of any second wave of attacks or anything.
So I got there.
Yeah. That's what you see, and you see amongst people tending to sick and wounded and dead. You see amongst them is Cal, Scarlet, and Kieran.
I just yell out to the others. The general's here somewhere. Keep your eye out. And I'm gonna keep investigating, looking around for places that he might have been fighting.
I'm gonna
Kieran,
Evidence of large battles.
assuming that the general would have been in the barracks because that's where he's tended to be.
Agreed.
Will get up
Same.
and move to the barracks.
Yeah.
Well, especially because you all noticed, especially you, Kieran, who got here first, that the general was not amongst the fighting soldiers here.
Right.
Okay. So, are you all going to go to the barracks together?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So when you get to the barracks, you enter in. There's no one around. The barracks is actually completely empty. There's no guards in there. It seems like everyone has rushed out to the fight. And you start moving through. You go directly to the general's office. As you slowly push the door open, you see unconscious on the ground is the general. You see a dead assassin next to him with wounds all over him. Looks like he was ripped to shreds. His chest wide open as if it had exploded. Mask off, and you see 3 lines across the bottom lips. The general is covered in blood and completely unconscious.
Kieran's going to rush to his side, checking for a pulse.
And there's massive destruction across the room. There's actually just like a single like glowing orb in the corner that appears. It doesn't. It's the wisp.
Zombies.
No. Although somewhere off in the keep, there was a wisp during this fight that came out of a wall and was like, nope. It went out of the wall. But it looks like a typical magical light that had been ready to be cast by the general before going down or something that's just sort of left there. And it casts an eerie light across the entire room as his desk is tossed aside. The books in the shelves are thrown about. There is still a pulse when you come up to the general.
Casting Cure Wounds, first level.
First thing Wiswick does is starts searching for the box with the mask in it.
10 points of healing.
Damn it.
I'm probably just gonna call out General Kinsley.
Oh, I mean, he's the unconscious body on the ground.
Oh
But-
wow, I missed that. Sorry.
So Cal walks into the room last.
I'm like super tired.
It's okay. We're
in
about to
real
end.
life. Sorry, I'm gonna draw my sword and cover the perimeter.
Exactly what I thought you'd do. So the windows behind his desk are completely shattered out. And not just like someone jumped through one and it's shattered. There's no glass. There's just little shards sticking out of the edges. You see some of the blood go back into the wounds as the general. One of his eyes open. The other one is still covered in blood, keeping it shut closed as he just kind of grasps at his chest.
Easy, General. Easy. I was only able to heal a little bit. Any sharp movements might cause lacerations of the wounds.
Where are they?
Where's who?
This.
There's one dead would-be assassin next to you. How many came?
Wiswick, give me what'd you get in that roll?
Which roll? Investigation?
Yeah.
Hey, 19.
You find the bronze box or the lead box. And it is.
I
empty.
open it.
Oh no!
I throw the box on the ground out of frustration.
Wiswick, what
man.
is it?
I
As
pointed
the,
at the box like,
the general just sort of looks up to Kieran and just, an assassin came in, and as Valen and I tried to fight him back, and before, as we started to take him, the window shattered. Some darkness spilled into the room and filled it all. I see nothing, and I attempted to cast a light to disperse the darkness, and it just consumed it. As I ordered Valen to flee, and the shadow, the horror, this horror constituted into some man, woman shape. And I tried, but it cut me down. It cut me down. The horror. And he falls back unconscious as he collapses kind of into Kieran's arms, stabilized, but unconscious. So you hear the flames, or the flames dying out around the city. You can see some smoke through the window as as Cal just sort of peers out the window, looking down, rapier in hands. You're all Wiswick still frustrated in the corner, Scarlet trying to see what's wrong, seeing the lead box. So the reality sets in. The mask is gone. And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Mask is
You'll-
gone.
You'll get your rests, I guess, and then
Wow.
Timber, you'll stroll up to Smoke
So,
Bones
what'd I miss?
the next morning. Thanks for moral support, Alex.
Yeah, no problem.
But thank you everyone who stuck with us through to the end. This was a really fun session with some intense all-session combat, some unique dynamics. It was very fun. You guys did awesome. Very exciting.
this pesky mask.
This pesky
I
mask.
know.
Everyone,
We're
thanks
taking
for
it
joining
off.
us in Paradise. We'll hope to see you next week. Check in for the Tim and Shannon Power Hour this Sunday, because I'm sure there's going to be a conversation about this. Thank
We'll
you
be
so much.
interviewing someone.
Someone.
Yes, there will be an interview of some sorts.
A special guest, perhaps.
Special guest.
Ooh,
Rhymes
Thank you,
with
everyone.
Wiswick.
for joining us, and please join us again next week to continue this mystery. Have a good night. We love you. And, yeah.
Adios.
friends.
Kill you, Vanya.